She's gone. I've waited years for this. I waited years for this since Last Jedi. I waited for mistake after mistake after mistake. Kathleen Palpatine is no longer the president of Lucasfilm. 2012, 2026. It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about. It's Filoni time. You're muted, Marcus.
You're right. I am muted. Bust down, Pantheonas. Happy Thursday. I guess I'll do the dirty work of addressing the crowd. What's going on, folks? Wolverine, what up? Bigford, what up? Yeah. It almost feels surreal that we're actually here, that it actually happened, that there isn't some, trade article saying, whoa, slow down there, Turbo. Cool your jets. Nothing's happening right now. Oh, no. Last week. This the last week. Oh, this the last ever? Oh. Now listen, we got to learn from the Bob Chapek days, right? Make sure she moves out of that office. Okay, she keeps her office. Whoever is replacing her is doomed to be blamed and cut. So learn from last season of Game of Thrones and make sure that you move into that office, Filoni, and do it expeditiously. Do it right now.
We're joined by a Jedi.
Jedi Mike.
Guys, a new beginning, a new dawn. A new dawn is upon us, y'all. And this will begin to make things right. Oh, I remember that movie. Anyway.
No, you know what? That may have gone over people's heads. Maybe not everybody, but that may have gone over people's heads. The first words of The Force Awakens is the character Carson's. What's the character's name? The old white guy. This will begin to make things right, and he puts the chip inside of R2D2. That can't fly.
BB-8 or R2D2 replica or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, it wasn't R2. It was BB-8. My bad. BB-8.
Yeah.
Man.
Over 10 years ago. Can you believe it? How far a decade can take you. Listen, I am not I know a lot of people, have some criticism of this woman and take it, to a completely different route, a conversation other than just her results and based on that alone. And I just thinking that again, at this point, the brand of Star Wars have been diluted to a point where, we're holding on a brand that's on a lifeline at this point. And yet you can say be a byproduct of circumstances, of politics, of agendas, of or big conglomerates having an initiative to actually race the past in order to formulate a new future. And
that's what it is.
Affecting the foundation that it built on. And again, I'm just here just to take one thing one day at a time. But I think Dave creatively, again, he's not perfect, just like nobody else is, but at least we have some type of narrative direction down the line. So only time will tell.
And I hope he cancels everything. I was reading one of Kathleen Kennedy's goodbye posts talking about, well, this is in production and the script was given to Taika Waititi and all this stuff, but none of that's my responsibility anymore. Yeah, I know. And none of it, you know what, Dave Filoni, you think Kathy, dumbass, you think he's gonna get all of the
See Disney, they hijacked it.
I'm about to say they got him. Somebody check on Chill.
They went international. The House went international.
Somebody check on Chill.
No, they got him,
bro. I like where he was going though.
Yes.
Because I saw the same post about the proposed pending slate for Lucasfilm, the Taika Waititi, the what else got mentioned? Not Danny Glover, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover's, the Lando series, Kinberg and James Mangold all got mentioned. Everything was in the phase of, oh yes, I've seen this script and we really love it. And it's like, okay, well, has there been any other motion than that for the last year? I think me and Darius, we got into it last week about this, and I think similar comments that came from Daisy Ridley about the Kinberg trilogy, and basically was just like, yeah, we're excited about it, and we're gonna, we'll be starting up soon, and no date.
False promises.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. When are we shooting? Where are we shooting? When is the
I've
release
been to
date?
CinemaCon twice. Same thing. No announcements. You cannot take their word for it. Even when it came to the pandemic of what was it? That whole stream they have with the Disney investors of that entire slate of Rogue Squadron having, freaking Wonder Woman 84 director showing up next to a life modeled X-wing. Again, it's almost dangling keys to you. And yes, I understand this franchise is tied to our childhood, but we're not children anymore. You can't just, give us this and act like this is going to be enough just to give us just a tease to hide your mediocrity in terms of your executive decisions. And it's what it is. It's not personal. It's just business.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And I think real quick before we move on, I think the fact that this happened now before any of those things for the next, what was planned for the next generation of Lucasfilm, since we're halting it now, it could theoretically end with Mando and Grogu, right? This is a perfect opportunity to start a clean slate if you're Filoni. Like, this is not a James Gunn having to rework DC and their narrative with characters he may want to keep on and all the stuff he wants to do. This is not Kevin Feige having to completely reboot the MCU or having some large scale event that doesn't really make sense in the place of where we're at in the phases. But hey, we here and Robert Downey Jr. is doing, so we rock out. This is a situation where he can start clean.
What does that mean in Star
not
Wars?
beholden to anything. Meaning he can scrap all that shit that we just mentioned. Donald Glover's show, Simon Kinberg's trilogy, James Mangold's movie.
I assume it's already is scrapped. None of that will happen.
We can start clean.
Yeah. When he says start clean, I'm thinking you're gonna reset Star Wars from and
no.
I mean,
we can move forward with a completely different narrative that has nothing to do with the sequels.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I was in charge of Star Wars. If I wasn't, and then I did become in charge, and I'm the president of Lucasfilm, the only thing I'm gonna do are the things I want. Not, oh yeah, from a prior regime, there was this movie that's been in development for 5 years. No.
Now, I don't even know what this does for the Daisy Ridley project, what it means for other than with the Starfighter movie, which is in production and almost close to wrapping up if it hasn't already completed shooting. But at least that has been one project I've seen in the last few years that have had a beginning, middle, and end of terms of their production and have moved through with passive least resistance with director, with actor. Even when it comes to the entire cast collectively just on board of this and not trying to make this thing bigger than it actually is, because we don't know what this film is going to be about. And then the whole news about Tom Cruise lightsaber choreography. Right, we don't know what this is, but again, I think that project, to me, I'm more excited for that as a palate cleanser, if I should say, not a MacGuffin of something that's going to change the entire course of the entire Star Wars universe. No, but a palate cleanser, erase the aftertaste, which is the sequel trilogy, and probably some mediocre Disney Plus shows, but for the most part, not all of them, and then actually kind of lead to a direction of, okay, now let's have a starting point and let's go and proceed full throttle. So we'll see.
You know what else I want to see? I have a hunch and a theory that Star Wars related YouTube stuff is suppressed. Like, I got Kathleen Kennedy on the title now, and we have less viewers than we ever get. I think they've been trying to silence YouTubers and YouTube and making it shadow banned, basically. I have other reasons to believe that. Star Wars Theory did an interesting video on it. And I'm waiting for that lift to happen, that ban to be lifted. That's what I think will happen.
Not for nothing. I do, I watch the numbers as they ebb and flow. We popped in here when you came back on. We were about 44 viewers, and now we're sitting about half of that. So
how do we go from 44 to 20 in
I don't
a
know.
minute?
It was about 2 minutes while we were talking, but yeah. Yeah. The Disney eyes are upon us. Who
It
knows?
is what it is.
Anyways.
Not that random, but Ahmed Best will be writing a Jar Jar comic.
That's
Disney conspiracies, okay, pal.
They watching
You guys know these companies conspire, right? You know that they do. You know they do. Come on, I'm too fly. You know they do. But I was saying something before Kathleen Kennedy conspired and took me off of the air. I was saying that Dave Filoni needs to drop these. He'll get credit for dropping these shows and movies and everything. He needs to only focus on Ahsoka Tano and the stuff he cares about. Finish out the story of what Baylan Skull is gonna do with the father and the Moirai and all that stuff, and then jump ahead another 10 years, and then maybe get to the sequel trilogy era. You don't really got to, but if you do, who says you gotta follow Rey and Poe? You can tell a story on a planet during that time period without mentioning, oh yeah, there was an Exegol, and then all the ships came by, and there was another Death Star. You can. It's a big world. It's a big galaxy with different battles to be fighting, and you can even visit the other galaxy. So just continue, and that 3 movies is so irrelevant. You don't need to have it in high reverence. Maybe use Maz Kanata and her cantina one time, just as like you throw a bone to those sequel heads. That's all.
What do you think he improves on faster, the movie or the television, the Disney Plus shows? What improves quicker?
Taking the continuity that he established with his television shows and make them cinematic.
That's what I'm most intrigued by, is what he does with Lucasfilm on the Disney Plus side. The movies, I think, will naturally they for better or for worse, right? The fan base for Star Wars is massive, and a failure for them ended up looking like $1 billion plus in the case of Rise of Skywalker. So there is some level of theatrical audience that still exists for Lucasfilm. I think where they've suffered the most in terms of brand recognition and credibility is in those Disney Plus shows, right? Like when we're scrapping the bottom of the barrel for like Tales of the Underground for decent Lucasfilm content, it's slim picking. So I think him improving that in the short term while they pivot narratively in the films really is going to buy him some time, right? Season 2 of Ahsoka is going to be huge for Dave Filoni, and I hope that this move wasn't something that was sudden, and it was something that had been planned since we got that first article some months ago, so that he had time to prepare for what level of expectancy Star Wars fans will have for him, taking over this job, and that we get some real heavy hitting episodes in Ahsoka season 2. So I think that's probably where it starts, and then eventually it'll lead to something cinematic, coming off of that story.
I know you didn't say do another Death Star. Hell no, I didn't. I was recapping what happened in 7, 8, 9, and if it sounded like I said let's do another Death Star, no, I just meant to say that's what happened. The whole movie, first and the second movie, both happened within the span of a week, and then the third one, Rise of Skywalker, happens 1 year later. So it's really just 2 years worth of gunk that happens in Star Wars. That what's 2 years in a time in a timeline? What's 2 years in a timeline that spans 100 years worth? If you go far back into the prequel era, that's like what, 50 years, I think,
something like that.
60.
Yeah, but to a point again, I think what everyone kind of been craving for years was something established in the Old Republic era, and now with also the announcement of the new game as well that's coming out as well, I think you get, when you're creating narrative buzz, one thing I have to give Dave Filoni is that when he's fully committed on something, he sticks to it, and that when it's his vision, and I think that's the biggest thing, where it's like, compared to another creative leader, is that at least with Dave, he had some sense of collaborative effort, not only with himself, but with Jon Favreau as well. So it just came to a point where he knows if he gets in his own way, he has somebody to fact check him as well and actually pick his brain. Say, hey, listen, maybe let's go this direction, whatever, and actually formulate a story instead of just going hot potato, pick something.
That's
how another place I wanted to go. Do you think
still there?
Yeah, is he
Favreau's directing Mando Grogu, and I haven't heard Favreau's next project in Hollywood or what. That's probably because if Mando Grogu performs well, there's a sequel.
Well, do you think he's staying beyond? Because I mean, the word was that he was pretty much out.
Now he is. Kennedy's gone. Let me repeat that. If you're just tuning in, Kathleen Kennedy no longer is the president of Lucasfilm. It's Filoni and what's her name?
Her. She's basically running the production side of it, of the merchandising and the attractions and all that stuff, which again is similar to a James Gunn and Peter Safran type of relationship in terms of Peter Safran has more of knowledge of just the industry of Warner Brothers production films, and James is more of a creative force in terms of the DC universe. And knowing that you're not putting the weight on one single person, you're seeing this kind of common thing of having two heads spearheading the moving ship, and knowing you can allow to focus on your strengths and I'm able to help your weaknesses. So it's just like, again, I think this just gives some sense of clarity and separation so we can actually have the creative focus on the creative. Because again, yeah, it's like we always say in this industry, like money talks and BS walks, right? Yeah. But in this case, I think again this will help on both sides and the merchandising as well as terms of creative content and in a good direction. So yeah.
Where did Carrie Beck land? Where did she end up?
I don't know.
No announcements on Carrie Beck. Okay.
I didn't hear it.
Nice.
What I know is that Lewin Brennan, if I'm saying her name, Lenwin, our girl, she was part of ILM. She's been with the company during the George Lucas days. I'm pleased to hear that. I'm pleased to hear a student, another apprentice.
Nice.
They need to update this though. This website needs to be updated. Lucasfilm, you better get a better social media person and let's get rid of. Okay, Carrie Beck, she's the executive vice president of live action development and production.
Okay.
And he's just the chief creative officer. Now here's the thing that's interesting, because Kennedy's on the left and she's on the right. It makes it seem like left is higher than right.
This is what I was kind of theorizing about this whole restructuring. Is it's good that Dave has the full creative reins, right? If there is still someone in the C-suite who has the yes or no or a veto vote in terms of what gets cut, what gets green lighted, you know what I mean? That is a complication, because then are we so sure that the Kennedy slate in its entirety is getting wiped if she has a say so, if Carrie Beck has a say so?
There's a lot of white women working at this.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I was counting. I saw one black woman. I was like, keep going, keep scrolling.
Well, maybe she is Hispanic. Jacque Lopez. Athena Portilla.
No black man.
No, but there was a.
I wouldn't even expect this being a black dude.
What's him? John Hampion? Maybe it's the son. But we got Rhonda Hijort with a straightened hair.
Shout out to Rhonda.
Yeah, so
you know what would mean more to me though? It'd mean more to me to have a lead of a film with the $200 million before I care about who's your executive chairman, content creation. I care about what's on screen more than I care about behind the screen. Way more. But sometimes you could say what's behind the screen can dictate what's in front of the screen.
What's on the screen. That's again,
which is why I'm a fan of Marquise Draper, the DC editor. Pick up DC comics that he's editing so that he can climb the ranks. And then one day he's in charge of Justice League, Batman, and some of the higher profile books where he can do representation the right way. His name is Marquise Draper. He works at DC Comics. She said that's Kamala Harris. No, that woman doesn't take money from APAC.
Man,
Avalon and Karpshin should be the only ones spearheading the reintroduction of the Old Republic. Who's that? Who's Avalon? Come on, Jedi Mike. Who's
I'm sorry. No, I was doing my research here. Sorry.
Yes, I like Ahsoka. Showmanga, did you see my comment? Yes, I did, but it was about James Gunn and Batman, so I ignored it. I'm even ignoring it now because it's not about Star Wars. KOT. Okay, they're the writers. All right, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the James guy, right? James Avalon, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, him. All right, thanks, East Bay Jada. Yeah, of course. You should keep those people if they're willing to do it. Why not? It's seamless.
Oh, it says Chris. Yeah, Chris Avalon. That's the developer of Knights of the Old Republic 2. They do work. Yeah, so
So, does this change any of the expectations for Mando Grogu? Because I know those have been pretty low generally. Like, it's already out. Yeah, we get some reshoots done. We can't get them late Disney reshoots in. No
reshoots. What if I told you he's wearing a mask for the whole movie? You would just bring in Pedro and you say recite these lines instead, and you change the whole movie based off what they talk about.
It's pickups from the same thing that Deadpool Wolverine can do, like voiceover because of the mask. Same thing with Spider-Man as well.
He could have planned this. John Favreau could have planned this. Hey, yo, she's leaving, and okay. If she cuts in January,
let's make the movie this way.
So I'm gonna make a movie where they think we're talking about Rey or I don't know, character that she actually cares about. But really, what we're really gonna do is that's not uncommon. Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Everyone was told that Darth Vader says, "I killed your father." Only Mark Hamill knew, and like one other guy knew. It's "I am your father." They could do the same thing with a couple more lines in the movie, though.
Yeah,
they can.
I think that's a little bit of wishful thinking, but it's possible.
What?
It's possible.
It's a theory, and we would never know the truth. We would never know.
Truth. You're right. We would never know. We would never know.
Well, even then, I forgot the actors can be playing Jabba the Hutt's son. There already was
right?
Yes. He was already reshoots regarding his character, because at first he said, "Hey, I was only there for like a couple of weeks, whatever, just doing lines, and then I had to come back again to have because my role was expanded longer." So it's already been rewritten or changed by his words. So yeah,
interesting.
But does it change my expectations of this film? Absolutely not. This is the first time I watched a Star Wars trailer for a cinematic film, and I felt like, okay, well, and this is coming during the 40th anniversary of Star Wars. It's a shame that I'm not even excited for this, because I just know this is even the trailer just came across like, all right, is this Mandalorian season 4? There was no distinction of this as actually being a cinematic event after 3 years of a successful show that launched an entire streaming service, and now you have the chance to now make a film, and it looks like another season. But
yeah.
I'll just play this without the sound on it, but it wasn't spectacular. But this came out 3 months ago. Now that we're closer to the movie, we will get a trailer that reveals things that will look better. Grogu doesn't talk in here. He probably will talk. He should. That would be a good thing to say for the movie. Yeah, it just looks like a TV episode. You're right.
It looks like it does kind of look like another episode of Mando.
Yeah, you'll get probably another trailer during the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks.
I don't know what you could do with this story though to make it more not Mando season 4. I don't know what you can do with it. Like even the premise that we're rolling with now is that he's transporting Stinky somewhere.
Where is that in the trailer?
I haven't seen it, but what we have seen is what we could expect to see out of the movie is Mando and Grogu doing bounty hunter shit. So it's pretty innocuous in that sense of it. But I don't know. You know, we just gotta kind of watch it because I have no idea where this story could be. You guys could be correct. They could have completely changed the narrative of it, and these are just the sizzle cuts from the first iteration.
You know what I don't see in this trailer? Something or heard in the trailer, something that was supposed to land but it didn't. Everything was just a scene from here, a scene from there. Look, there's the mini, that's all that they're trying to do. They never told us what the story of the movie is. And so they have not failed at it yet.
Okay.
With me. They haven't failed at capturing me yet.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah. I just say I have no clue what the story is. And again, I need more like who else is going to be in this film other than, you know, you made another Rebels character live action. But I think it's only seeds for that to actually take what you established in animation and in television and you're making this into the cinema. And I think that within a year or two that we're actually going to see this, you know, actually transpire, because I think the main thing he really want to do is do his adaptation of a Thrawn trilogy, even though he can't really do it, but just in terms of the ways that the Ahsoka was going, it's just like, okay, well, the way Ahsoka season 1 are in, and you're going to do season 2, what is that going to be in terms of that culmination film? Or are you going to call it, you know, other than alluding to a Thrawn trilogy?
He'll probably do the events of the Thrawn Brook trilogy. It just won't be all in one show and all in one place.
He can probably stretch out big three, you know, recasting them or anime, like visual effects wise. I don't know. Like it's
bright. The future's bright. And what I also read from Kennedy's departure is that she's only doing those 2 movies. And the next thing she'll do will be like outside of Lucasfilm, which is just great. Yes, because I remember last year she said, "Oh no, I'll still stay on. I'll still be producing." Nah, bro. I just heard how you only are involved with these 2 movies. Good. Bye. Good riddance.
What 2? So Mandu, Grogu, and what's the other one?
Star Wars Starfighter.
Oh, Starfighter. Okay.
Ryan Gosling.
Okay. I mean, it all sounds good so far. It sounded good for Bob Chapek too. It sounded good until, you know, rubber met road. But I'm optimistic though. I think he can do a lot in short order. I think as bad as Lucasfilm has been over the years, Filoni is in a unique position to kind of just do the course correction stuff that can get it going right. Most of the time, people got to burn it down, rebuild it, put their own ideas into it, and now, you know, we're forced to restart our cycle. We don't necessarily have to do that with Dave. So he's kind of in a unique position. I think I think it could really go well. I hope it goes
really
well.
Gone. She's really not here anymore. Did you guys hear Marcos? He was talking about what Filoni needs. Yeah, because it's Filoni in charge, not Kathleen Kennedy anymore. She's not the president of Lucasfilm. We don't have to hear stories about how the Stranger Things director was asking, "Can I use the Millennium Falcon in this episode?" No, you can't. What? The theme parks get to have Han Solo, Darth Vader, actual Star Wars characters now. They're going to use the John Williams score, which I heard they weren't using John Williams' old music. They were using the new stuff. Oh, an incompetent idiot. Let's greenlight everything, announce it all, and never make it come to fruition. Idiot is gone.
Man.
Who lied to George Lucas. Go ahead, Marcus.
No, you got it. It is a special day. It marks a special day. There is a 1,000-pound elephant in the room we have to address, though. Is that now that, quote unquote, the Wicked Witch is dead, and there's no perceived hurdles. Now there's still maybe Kennedy acolytes through Lucasfilm. I'm sure there are people who supported Kathleen while she was there. She was there for a long time. However, the face at the top has swapped. And so now the criticism isn't going to change. It's just the person that we're laying at the feet is. How does now Dave handle it being the voice? Now, I think he's gotten a little bit of cover from the fact that we always expect the things that we don't like out of Dave is because of someone else's influence. like all the Boba Fett episodes and later seasons of Clone Wars, that kind of stuff. We always put that up to Disney influence, i.e., Kathleen Kennedy. So now that that's gone, I guess number one, how does he perform? And then number two, if it doesn't go well out of the gate, are we calling for Dave to get up out of here like we were just talking about Kathleen Kennedy?
When is the gate? I think getting out of the gate is what happens after Starfighter. So let's just say they announce a movie, because it does take 3-4 years to make one. The next thing he announces, Dave Filoni is worthy of the criticism, because I'll say, you are wearing the pants. You need to cancel that Taika Waititi film or the, whatever it is, Patty Jenkins' film for Rogue Squadron, all the stuff. It's you're the reason why we're getting this instead of a Mace Windu. He's still alive after he left Revenge of the Sith. Like, I'll blame you for what comes next. Yes. For Maul Shadow Lords, if that turns out good or bad, I'm not really. I'm not yet. Yeah, it's already in development. It's already produced. Everything's there.
Yeah. I think to answer your question, with great power comes great responsibility. He knows what he was asking step into this, and I don't see Dave Filoni, at least the time I've seen him being like a dumb individual. Like, he has not been making reckless decisions. It's just more, you might disagree with some things with stories or certain characters, but overall he has his fan base in this sector of Star Wars, in the midst of all this chaos that's been happening cinematically. And you gotta give him credit for that, along with Favreau. But again, I think it's a lot more. He's gonna have a lot more support than what she had going in. Because it's on one hand, she had a lot of big toys, metaphorically speaking, but literally, like, you had Mark Hamill, you had Harrison Ford, you had everybody, and you still messed it up. Here, you might not have the toys or whatever of the icons of Star Wars, but yeah, you still have this world of endless IP. If you make smart decisions, you're able to actually be the defibrillator for this franchise down the line. And again, it's not going to be immediate, because again, this is just us just being trained fandom. We'll see something announced, we're gonna speculate about it, then we're gonna be upset about it. In terms of, this is not what I probably wanted, and then we see the film, and if it actually is good, then again we'd be like, oh man, this is great. Boom, bam. We end up changing our mind easily when something is good, and end up again, our dollars going to speak louder than any of this. So you could have online backlash like, man, I know Dave Filoni wasn't going to make this right. Ahsoka season 2 trailer looks like crap. I'm like,
what's so sad about that? Our dollars are gonna make a difference. Is that Rise of Skywalker was called Star Wars Episode 9, and with that comes an automatic, like a completionist is automatically gonna pay money to see that, and they're gonna say, look, when Kennedy was in charge, she made $1 billion, but when Filoni gets in charge, his first movie only makes 500. I'm guessing. I have no idea. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I think it'll be under what Kennedy's last movie did, unfortunately.
I don't disagree with you at all, but again, I think you have to understand about momentum of, like, it's the same thing when we criticize about the DC universe with Superman and the box office success for that, but then yet we actually seeing that this is the long game, not immediate. And also, we're living in a post-pandemic world as well. Box office is still affecting. As much as we're arguing for longer release windows, we're getting shorter release windows. So it just is, again, we're talking both sides out of our mouth in the industry. So again, it's just like to compare 2019. 2019 for Rise of Skywalker. Again, that was the height of Disney. They were just crapping billion-dollar movies left and right, and that in those 3 years, from 2017 to 2019. Again, so with Black Panther, Infinity War, all the Pixar movies, all that, Lion King, everything, all of it. But now, I think it's more, we're focusing on a narrative repair of this franchise narratively. Again, what comes with the momentum of box office success is consistency. It's the same thing when we're going into Avengers Doomsday 2. Okay, yeah, we know it's going to be $1 billion, but actually, are you going to wrap this whole thing up into a way where we can have a clean, fresh start and actually mitigate some of the losses that you took. Because no doubt about it, you took some losses these last few years, financially and critically. And then this year, here you are critically, where it's like, all right, Thunderbolts, great, Fantastic Four, but yet, what about the dollars? Hey, it wasn't making a lot of money, but yet,
No, but I'm sure it sold some toys.
Right. But this dude now,
Thunderbolts, especially,
now
right?
making the X-Men movie, who directed Thunderbolts, because hey, everyone's saying they love that film critically. Am I right? You're gonna be doing X-Men. Cool. Long game. So yeah, I have hope, that we see this, but again, it's proof is in the consistency and momentum that you build up, and you have to be strategic on bringing Star Wars back into the cinema and not be just another endless category on your Disney Plus subscription. I argue like shows like Percy Jackson is the reason why Disney Plus should exist. Percy Jackson, great IP for that sector of entertainment, again, of television. But yet, when you put these billion-dollar franchises of that stay in the cinema, i.e. Marvel and Star Wars, and you reduce them, yeah, you can say that great storytelling mitigates that all, but I also believe in overconsumption of mediocre content dilutes the brand to a point now when you see another Star Wars movie or you see another Marvel movie, we don't care unless it's the big, three, Spider-Man, X-Men, whatever, those brands that consistently just make money because of the IP. Star Wars, if let's say it's again episode whatever, mitigates that. But
yeah, whatever episode 10 is will be awesome. It will sell. People will care about it because this is Star Wars episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
I take a few years though. I would sit on this Mandalorian Grogu. Hopefully it does well. You get a second Mandalorian Grogu and a third. By then we're in year 2030, and then we can start talking about the next sequel trilogy, this double sequels.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? Original trilogy, there's the prequel, there's the sequel.
Or just say a different era. If it's a supposedly we're saying if it's Old Republic, then say okay, the Old Republic saga. Again, if it's High Republic, they spend so much money on making these novels and books and children's books and all this stuff. A new era we didn't ask for. We got close to it, but not.
How involved was Filoni? Filoni was not involved with High Republic. I didn't hear anything from him. Yeah, good. Super.
Bitch better have my money. Play down, call me on my blood. Pay me what you want it.
You guys got Dave than me. I don't know. I think I'd be in first place with faith in Dave Filoni. Who wants to take second place?
I guess I'll take second place. I'm optimistic, but I'm optimistic,
but I'm gonna look at the numbers again. Receipts prove all.
There's gonna be a lot of toy sales with Grogu, with Babu Frick, with the Fat Hut. There's gonna be a lot of merchandise selling.
Let's hope that was the aim, and that was what Kathleen was paying attention to when she was green lighting that project, and not the story. Because if she was too attentive to the narrative, man, she's been very strict on it. But I hope the movie does well.
I'm not mad at it being the focal moving forward either. I hope she goes into the world between worlds, comes out 30 years later, and then you can have Rosario Dawson in the sequel era. At least we have a character there who we know and care about.
Expecting Dave Filoni to be running Star Wars and not having Ahsoka be like at least a focal point of the story is like thinking that Gunn is going to have a trailer without the Beastie Boys in it in his entire saga. These things go together.
I cannot wait for Ahsoka Jedi Academy, where she goes world to world, getting Padawans. I'm going to restart this Jedi stuff from the beginning. I don't need Jedi texts. I was in class. I was there on Coruscant.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, she never mind. I mean, she's cool.
Did you see the first episode of season 3 Boondocks where they said, Obama, we got a black president? What you mean? Remember at the car wash? Yeah, right now I'm Tom. It's all gonna be better now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Any more
We can't
references
keep-
to that episode?
But to your
Dick
point,
riding Obama.
I see so
Dick
in the
riding
comments section.
Filoni. Dick riding for Filoni. Dick riding for George. Dick
He
riding
interrupted you
for
to make this
Lucasfilm.
this.
Dick
I know.
riding for Star Wars. Dick riding for Jedi. Dick riding for the Sith. It's okay to ride that dick just as long
Oh,
as it
yeah, okay. On behalf of the pod, pause.
resume.
Resume.
There's a lifeline for Ahsoka, by the way. Just this character cannot live on forever. So there got to be there has to be a narrative end to his character, one way
Sure.
or another.
Yeah.
And his actress again is not getting any younger. And on top of that, again, I think that it brings the opportunity for him to explore things now that he has more control cinematically. But we always keep going back to again, I think he is also a perfect example of someone that has built their way up through consistency because he was consistent through animation. I don't care what anybody said.
Yeah, he was.
Clone Wars, like Clone Wars again was it. And for a lot of people, that it kind of re-sanctified the prequels for them. For me, I was still a kid through all of it, so I was eating everything up. But it's just like for me, it's like watching the Clone Wars, and now when the Clone Wars came back, and I was a lot more older and watching and appreciating more, I'm like, man, it's like you actually were consistent in establishing that time when you had a very, very short window chronologically, but yet you expanded that to what great potential with different characters. And now when we see stuff cinematically, it adds more weight. And then again, I think that was where you kind of handcuffed. You couldn't go much around that time period between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, but you did it right. So it's just like, and I think again, it's like where he didn't direct anything live action before until we got to the Mandalorian and everything. Again, I think it's like we trusted your consistency in animation. And now we're building your way up, and also you learn to receive wisdom from people who have done movies, like Jon Favreau, done stuff like that cinematically, and then you're able to learn where areas I can improve and where areas I can actually see myself like, all right, I want to take my skill and take that in a new direction again. And he proved that in the last 10, 15 years. Again, he has my respect. If anything, he has my respect for this of me being optimistic of the future. So
Let's go, Filoni.
Needs to follow the money. Andor.
What money? What money has Andor made?
it made Emmys. That's what it made.
You don't get no money for no Emmys.
12
And
episodes.
sure as hell don't give you no subscribers either.
Andor's peak. We know.
Enjoy.
Andor's a special case.
I'm so glad Tony Gilroy and Filoni are not like ideologues, like they're not aligned, because that makes me feel good that is going to exist exactly where it is.
You're right. Filoni and Favreau are super.
Doing all these shows, I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind.
We got a super comment from Arthur Rose. Says, Brand's new cast and roster. No returns. Maybe R2. R2 better be in 10, 11, 12. Let's just continue that character.
Yeah.
But brand new cast and roster? Sure, because I'm not attached to Rey and Poe and Finn. Yeah. Yeah, right?
Agreed.
Yeah, new cast. There's nothing
We can
there.
start over.
Maybe you can
over.
bring Rey in by movie 3 or something, like tie things up together.
She can be like a drifter, drinking on the side of a bar and on Coruscant.
But what I really, really, really want
They did Luke.
in that time period, let's say 10 years after that last Rey movie, I want in the time period to have Padawans and possibly like young Jedi, not because it was just 10 years since the last movie, but like somebody picks up maybe Ahsoka, maybe who knows, maybe Mace Windu, but somebody picks up the Jedi work to teach young people about the Force, so the world can have Jedi in it. Order 66 was pretty significant.
Yeah, can we also take a break on the Order 66 storylines? Like I've had my fill. I've had my fill, and if I don't hear that for another decade, if I don't hear those words uttered for another decade, it'll be too soon. Like
You want Order
it's cheapening now. It's cheapening the event. We know it's a huge event in the Star Wars chronology, but like we've added projects to that lore that I don't think necessarily belonged there, or they didn't have to force themselves, they didn't have to wedge themselves into that sort of narratively. Even Mando kind of took a swing, right? And I think that one landed so much with people because
When?
of I'm My Best.
Oh, the flashback. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think that one landed because of I'm My Best. But
Uh-huh.
I'm not interested in continuing getting more like, oh my God, I barely escaped with my life. Like the more we add to that list, the more the impact of that event kind of feels less. It was like, oh, well, I guess you really didn't get it.
I did this
majority
on
of
a stream once, but there's supposed to be thousands of Jedi who existed then, like 5,000, maybe it was 5,000. And it's still, from the Jedi that were revealed to survive, it's still just 1% of the Jedi who survived Order 66.
No, I hear that, but like we don't see it that way as an audience. Like we know the it's like a list of like 6 of them now, that the survivors of Order 66 that we see on television. If we're not thinking in terms of like the books or the stories, when we're viewing it from a cinematic perspective, if we keep, or even just like in television or in the animated stuff, if we keep showing the quote unquote survivors of the catastrophic event, how catastrophic was the event? You know,
Just remind them that I'm one of 7,000 who died. You know, just that's how you do it. But you know what? To get the kids into Star Wars, you know, haven't been really enthusiased by it. You got to have Order 6, 7. Dave Filoni, get on it. That's
you're
a joke.
very proud of yourself.
No, it was. I realized how poor the joke was. It didn't land. Just give Mace Windu series or film.
Yeah.
Watch
Hell
your
yeah.
mouth with this series talk, guys. Film. Let's get a Blade series. No. Let's get a Monica Rambeau series. No.
Nah.
Film. $100+ million budget. Let aim for the top. The best that they can do with their dollars. Because if they're gonna do stupid little commercials like the one they posted on Lucasfilm, where everyone was diverse, it was so diverse. There was this guy working at Lucasfilm, that guy working Lucasfilm. Oh, you guys are diverse. Cool. $100 million film, please. You're doing it for Mando Grogu. You did it for Starfighter. You did it for Rey 3 times. The Han Solo movie, Rogue One. Everyone was Caucasian. How about that with like Yahya Abdul-Mateen? Or Mace Windu, Sam Jackson.
Can we get who was doing his? Was it Abrams that was doing his Jedi movie?
I thought Damon Lindelof.
Or Lindelof. It was Lindelof.
Yes.
The other Lost guy.
Again, if a Mace Windu project, I think that's the one nostalgic thing that I feel that would be like, you know what? I hate this, but I love this. Like where like, people that where even the people are trying to hate on this, they're gonna have to admit back in your head, like, hey, bro, I'm still gonna see that.
This is kind of dope. Yeah. I'm about to go see this at least.
You know, just for a mere aspect alone. And I'm just like, you know what? All right, this can where we all can come together and agree on this. And, you know, and shout out to Star Wars Theory. You know, the Vader series with Mace Windu and everything like that. Like that's like there is a sector of at least a small portion of story that you can explore there. But again, even also with Jedi Survivor, or what with the with Cameron, you know, like what the possibility of making him live action, if so. But that again, I'm just saying, just of opportunities what you can do here. But yeah, there that is the one nostalgic property. I'm like, okay, listen, this is the most like over the top dramatic. Like they, oh yeah, cool. Mace Windu lives. I'm still gonna see it. Much as I think, do I want to just to know? Oh yeah, he eventually dies in the movie. but like whatever, like by Vader or whatever, They have a little quick rematch. Vader gets damaged, but then ultimately he dies doing something sacrificial for whatever. I don't know. You know me?
I mean, he doesn't have to die. I mean, we don't know. Are you saying at the point of the Emperor yeeting him out the window?
Right. I'm just saying, what's the point of making this movie? If you're saying that, okay, Mace Windu lives, well, we already know if they're all admitting, yeah, he lives. But like, we're all like, well, how? Right? And where did he get? How does he end up? Right? Does he eventually die? Whatever. Because even in Rise of Skywalker, we hear all the Jedi in the past, and we hear Sam Jackson say,
Yeah.
Ray.
No, who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
I just say, who cares?
I mean, just write a stupid little reason for why he understood that. He mastered the world between worlds, and that's why he could communicate that. Easy. Dave Filoni doesn't care either, because Dave Filoni drew a picture after that movie came out of Ahsoka, and he wrote on his caption, "They always think you're dead. You can never be counted out," or something like that. She's fine, and he's fine. They did not die.
Oh man, that'd be crazy though if they bring Mace Windu in a Ahsoka movie. Because remember the last he was the one that called her a citizen before they all get you remember? And then she'd be like, "Well, I told y'all so. You should let me in."
Can you imagine Mace Windu?
Yeah.
After the second Death Star is done,
you give me hype already, God.
Can you imagine Mace Windu meets Luke Skywalker and goes, "Oh my God, you're the Jedi who fixed things? You're a Jedi? I'm a Jedi too. I've been laying low, but it's amazing what you were able to do. Nice to meet you, Jedi Master Mace Windu. We should get this Jedi Academy started. Hey, who are you? Luke Skywalker. What? That's a fight right there. That's plot, right? That's a movie plot right there.
He just upped the saber right now, like, come on, Demon Seed, come here.
Sky, what?
You have to die, motherfucker.
Luke better go by his mom's last name. Oh, you knew her. She was in Naboo. She was the senator. Yeah, you guys had a good relationship. I'm her son. Okay. Oh, okay. Padme was a noble senator, and then he doesn't really tell her what his real last name is. He doesn't really tell him his real last name. End of the movie. Thanks, Mr. Skywalker. Skywalker, huh? They just fight on top of a sky mountain or something. Purple versus blue.
Oh, you're not playing.
Chill is against Martian Manhunter being a black person, but it's okay if Ahsoka is a black woman. Interesting dichotomy.
I'll allow it.
Man,
but
if only you've been seeing the stuff going online about
it's not true.
These racial diverse characters, and then maybe whether Marvel or Star Wars, or whatever, and then we'll talk about what if it's actually being authentic to who that character is, and then saying, well, you're not fully black, you're biracial, or hey, you're not Afro Latino.
I'm not doing that.
American,
I don't mean it like that. Here's how I say things.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying it's just the discourse.
But here's my discourse around it. Everything I've ever said about the Martian Manhunter has never been withheld for Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka. This is a character. They cast Rosario, so I'm all about that representation. Yeah, she's in the lead, awesome. But I do subtract points because she's coloring her face during these performances, as I do with Cynthia Erivo in Wicked, as happens in Genie with Will Smith, and all these other times they do it. This either or where I choose to be good with Ahsoka, but not good with the Martian Manhunter is not an either. No, I don't do that either or. I'm just as critical of Rosario Dawson's character in Ahsoka. They get to check off, we casted a black actress, but we don't get the benefits of what representation is supposed to bring. Not fully, at least.
So I want to just understand your respect. So let's say in DC universe they cast Mahershala Ali as Martian Manhunter, whatever, right? And let's say when he goes to his human form, he's John Jones, but he's a black man. And do you think are you okay with that?
Yeah, there's a waste of a casting because DC will get to say we did a black superhero, but Martian Manhunter does not have to be in his human form a black guy. Actually, many times he's not. He can change his shapeshift to all that stuff, and that's a waste of a limited spot. Because once we recognize how finite these resources are,
yes,
one of the resources being white people's tolerance with casting black people in their movies. Why would I waste that on the shapeshifter guy who's green for most of the movie and is not even really a black person? He's an alien. Why would I waste it on that?
Interesting. So it's almost like, let's say the new X-Men, like the MCU X-Men, they cast a black dude to be Nightcrawler. Doesn't matter because he's gonna be blue.
You feel me? You feel me?
I
Don't waste
understand.
that.
Okay, I get you.
He'd be German though,
Just
and
blue.
he'd be German guys are white.
Because he gonna be blue.
Interesting. Okay, I know what you're what you're talking about.
Kurt is blue.
Of the color, the color. Like, well, out of all the actors you want to cast, I'm gonna make him the person. Like, because I think with Cynthia Erivo, because I saw people also reviewing the movie too. Like, well, it makes sense. It made you more emotional that she was a black woman because the green is metaphor for her being black. And her and
hell, they better get the fuck on.
and her hair. Just understand. By the way, we put the lace front on, but it was braids, tied to the African roots and the ancestral plane and all that stuff, right? So, and you have to understand, when she defied gravity, that's her defying the oppression of the
You
system.
gotta put Mike in jail. Put him in jail real fast.
I don't think those were ideas you had online. That was you.
I was saying,
lock this man up.
People try to connect dots that don't exist.
Oh my god,
that don't make sense. Cuz hell no. In 12 days, we're gonna get Wonder Man and a great storyline with it. Did it launch a black character? Same thing with Martian Manhunter. Does it launch a black character?
No.
That's what we're missing, guys. White supremacy is the enemy here, and to combat it, we need wide release, full budgeted, top tier representation. And then when they're on screen, they also can't be making a deal with the devil and doing some of that negativity stuff.
Here's a part of that we rarely address in that conversation. How loud or how toxic does the discourse around those type of castings have to get before the actors start being like, hey, is there in this universe, is there a character that's already black, like one that we don't have to, like, we're not reimagining or not any sort of swap? Like, how loud does that consternation need to get?
We're not there
before they start seeing it as that's a toxic position right there. Like, I don't want that.
The ones who are on YouTube talking about it don't have the likes and the subscribers, guys.
So, well, because there's the fully negative side of it, and them folks do get the likes and the subscribers and the dollars behind the negativity of it all. There's people who do try to address it honestly, like the folks on this panel, but then there's a whole nother apparatus, and they're running it up off of straight up negative content anytime a black person is casted in anything other than,
and they hide it behind racism of saying, oh, this is just me giving my free speech and intellectual opinion on the actual casting, but yet I'm hiding my racism, but I don't want to seem racist.
But I don't want to seem racist, right? Yeah. This allows me to get my racism off in an open forum.
But racists will subscribe to me because I agree with his talking point, even though if it was up to him, I wouldn't be casted either. It's like
exactly.
So I got the subscriber though. I got the like. I got the follow.
It's very lucrative, and it is the calls around it are getting louder and louder from well-meaning folks and folks who don't have honest intentions all the same. How much louder does it need to get for you to be like, you know what? Any black characters? Is there any black men around that I can play?
No, when you play them, they are black characters.
You
know what?
Dog.
You're good enough to
they
be
did to
Captain
Moses.
America.
I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'm gonna do
You're
that.
good enough to be Nick Fury. You're good enough to be Iron Man. You're good enough to be Wonder Man. You're good enough. That's why we're race swapping. What do they do to that one?
I think Yaya's just going to be another example of that. I think he will be another example of a rising star, a rising up and coming actor that was thrust into a role, and the existing fan base kind of either. I'm not going to make any determinations about what happens to his career. I don't think this is going to be a positive experience for him. They haven't really put a lot of faith or oomph behind the presentation of the character, right? They waited until the last 2 weeks promotion for the show to even tell us he's going to have powers, right? Now, comic book fans could naturally assume that there was probably going to be something like that happens. But you talk to, again, a general audience, a general streaming audience. What were we excited about in terms of this show a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago? We weren't even thinking about it. We weren't thinking about it until this month. So it's I don't think it's going to be a very positive experience for him.
And it's going to be unfortunate because this is another situation of a poorly marketed Disney Plus show. I understand what you're doing with the marketing style of this, but it's completely stupid. It's not going nowhere other than like, okay, if you're an actor, you went to Juilliard or you went to drama school or whatever. And he's like, oh, I get that reference. Or are you from California and LA? Like, hey, the struggle is being an actor and broke, man, but it's like all that. But then it's like, hey, let me add on top of that, he's black. And guess what? We're rebooting a friend. The very thing we're talking about is I think what they're gonna do is the point of the show. We're rebooting Wonder Man in the universe who was originally a white actor, and we're gonna make him modern by casting a black guy and making like we're gonna make this new twist on a superhero movie, and then the main character we're gonna make him black. That's what
because we always go to our comic book shows for social commentary. That is exactly what we showing up for. See, when I seen Yahya Abdul-Mateen on there, I was like, "Oh, this is a perfect example for us to play." A little bit of a deep exposition into the human nature and society, and give social commentary throughout. That's exactly what I was thinking about when I was thinking about a Wonder Man show. Right? That's what I wanted. Right? No, fuck no. That's not what we're doing. It's absolutely not what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch this show. It's a commentary on that representation stuff. No, it's $100 million wasted on 6 episodes of a character who is not authentically black. And you took Yahya Abdul-Mateen II away from any other thing he could be doing in Hollywood, which may pop off and may become the next big franchise. So you are costing potentially that and not doing anything productive. You're also going to allow yourselves to say, see, we're doing enough black this year, and this now comes at the cost of an actual black character with actual lasting blackness. Lasting blackness, is that even a thing? You're making me create terms that I never thought I needed to. Lasting blackness.
So to that point, you say something very crucial, authentically black. So I know you guys been seeing the discourse online after Stranger Things of a motherfucker doing backflips in his backyard, and everyone's like, okay, I guess he's gonna be Spider-Man, Miles, right? And you've seen all the discourse now of everyone online, like, does Miles Morales the actor has to be Afro-Latino to play the character? You have a lot of people saying, yes, he has to be Afro-Latino. Obviously, I don't think any of us here disagree that if there's an actor that is willing, capable, whatever, and who's Afro-Latino, whatever that character, he's great, and they choose him, all great. But there's also another portion of people, black and also Latino people, saying he doesn't have to be. And then also, he's actually not Afro-Latino. He's Black American. That Miles Morales, his identity of who he is Black American. Yes, we know who his mama is, but I've seen a lot of videos and discourse people was saying, will you be okay with it? And my discourse is this. Obviously, if you can find an actor that can play him, great. But my thing is, I know the hypocrisy of our culture, and especially in the comic book face, of that if we allow, and this is my personal opinion, please tell me I'm wrong. You cannot fight of saying, well, he has to be. If he can be, great. But if he has to be, but you allow race swapping characters of black actors, talented black actors playing white comic characters, and you are not batting an eye saying, what's the problem? To me, I find that hypocritical. And I don't know, and I've been told I was wrong on that stance, and I want to know you guys' opinion because I could be wrong. But to me, I feel like if you're going to allow other characters, black actors taking white characters that was never meant for you, and yet the ones that were meant for us will never see the time in the sun, not because we can't find the talent, because they don't choose the character. And my
conversation. It's a give and take.
Yeah, I also feel like you're highlighting the inconsistencies in people's ideology.
Yes,
right. It's reminiscent of the whole Black Panther thing, right? Oh, we love Chadwick, we want to respect him so much that Disney has to go out there and make millions of dollars recreating his death. It was the most damning part of that entire discourse, because nobody would face, even though plenty of people were saying it, but no one from the Disney side of that camp was addressing the very real fact that you put on a production about Chadwick Boseman's death. You didn't spend the entire time exalting him or solidifying his legacy. You recreated that man's passing and then grieved him in a movie.
Yeah.
Right. And so
it was a funeral.
Yeah, the inconsistency. How are we showing respect when we're allowing the multi-billion-dollar corporation to profit off of it? What is respectful about that?
Mm-hmm.
And to go back to your thing about Miles, right? I see. First of all, I realize the difference between ethnicity and race, but also I feel like, yeah, if all things are equal, you would like the characters to be presented in real life the way that they exist in the stories that you paid attention to when you liked them. So if that opportunity, as you presented it, appointed himself for an Afro-Latino to play Miles Morales, I feel like it would be apt. I feel like it would fit. Now, does being Afro-Latino disqualify you from also having Black American lineage? It doesn't. And I don't think that's
my question.
I don't think that's a very taboo thing. If you are Afro-Latino here in the States, chances are you do have some African American lineage, a part of your family as well. So I don't think that's hard to do.
Right. And people are highlighting who was for, like, oh, it doesn't matter because there's been plenty of Afro-Latinos who played fully Black Americans. So because you're dark skinned or because you're the melanin, and then they argue.
Jeffrey Wright has played several Black men,
specifically Puerto Ricans.
He played Afro-Latino and Black men.
Afro-Latino. Where do Puerto Ricans get their melanin from? Are they descendants from the continent?
I'll let the Puerto Ricans tell their own story. You know what I'm saying?
Like
some of them get down with it, some of them don't. So I don't try to put it.
That's what Marcus' point. Absolutely. Okay. And that's what I talk about. It's also about identity. Does Miles belong to Black people, or does he belong to Latino? Puerto Ricans. Because here's also another thing. People also bring up Miles Brown. I'm like, guys, you also know that his mother might also be Latino, but she's also Filipino as well. So it's like, wait, and also and when I bring up that argument, like, guys, you know that Miles also played in one iconic, a popular show called Blackish, and both of his parents, at least one of them, is supposed to be biracial, but all of them is fully Black people playing it, and yet he's supposed to be an Afro-Latino playing a child who has fully Black American parents, whatever, right? So that's what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to allow that to happen, and then yet you're saying, oh wait, about fully authentic, like I've seen the whole discourse online, and I just want to know you guys' opinion on that, because again, I'm not trying to speak in a place where I'm uninformed, but I'm more of highlighting people's hypocrisy. Like, listen, my point is, it's not going to be perfect, and if it is perfect, great. But if it's not perfect, we'll have to worry about it, and like all things, we move on. Because again, if anything about what this character is supposed to be is like, all right, we're gonna focus on the fact that he's not full. The actor is not fully what is. You have to be 100% what that character is. Okay, now I don't want another British Spider-Man. What do I look like? Idiot. Right.
You better head down to the 5 boroughs and pick somebody.
I feel we put a lot. Whoever is talking about this is putting more reverence than I do in the last 400 years. Because 500 years ago, everyone's from the same continent. Like, It's basic. It's the same enough for me. It's just what was the stops in between. I don't feel are relevant. But if you do feel it's relevant, whatever. And like I'm saying, a Puerto Rican or a person who matches Miles Morales' actual identity would be the best. So definitely audition that. Audition people who are of that background. But if someone who's not of that background and he's only Puerto Rican and not American, or I don't know, I don't care. I just don't care.
How hard is it to do a casting call in Puerto Rico? Like how hard is that? How hard is it to do? Or how hard is it to do a casting call in America and set your parameters as young Afro-Latino Puerto Ricans? I'm sure they'll come out.
Yeah, just avoid all that nonsense. Avoid it all. There is an 18-year-old actor right now in acting school of that background. It's not slim pickings, and you can do a good movie with a Miles. Finished. But not really. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get a Haley Steinfeld or something.
No, Pedro.
It'll sell better.
I think that's why Caleb has such a good chance of playing that role, though, is because of name recognition, all of that good stuff.
Oh.
Like he's in the circles he needs to be in currently to get that job.
Marcus and Jedi Mike. Darius, you remain silent for this one. The NAACP Image Awards, we're doing best supporting actresses for Sinners. What's her name? Woon May, my girl.
One battle at a time, or one battle after another. Or are you talking about the chick who was nominated?
Let me just skip the question.
Womi.
Does Haley Steinfeld deserve to be nominated at the NAACP Image Awards for her supporting actress role?
Pass.
I already told you no. That's why you told me to stay silent.
Mike?
No.
Does Zendaya?
Talking about.
Why wouldn't Zendaya?
Why wouldn't?
Okay.
Well,
12% too little, 50% is enough.
I know what you're talking about.
Because,
I know where you're going. I know where you're going with this.
Chill looks at
clear. This is a white selling a woman who is selling that she is white, and it wasn't until this movie till we all act like we found out. Oh wait, by the way, I got some black in me.
Thank you.
Again,
I disagree with that.
Yeah. So all right. So where was this marketing in Hawkeye? Where was his marketing in
she showed him about their Hawkeye.
Hey, I'm a brown black woman. Yeah, I'm playing Hawkeye.
Oh, we're not letting Chillmonger talk and explain his position on this, because it's like The Rock too. The Rock gets it all the time. Oh, you're more Samoan than you are you don't ever talk about your dad's side of the family, that kind of stuff. Simply existing, Haley Steinfeld has always been a person who her granddad was half black, and she loves her family members, and she has a history of that. She is who she is. She is a product of her genetics. And is she supposed to wear a badge, or what's she supposed to do?
Jill, you are a perplexing individual when it comes to black, white.
I will never understand.
I will never understand it either.
To be from that side of the world, I don't understand. Now, if you want to say she isn't eligible for the NAACP Image Awards,
she's not eligible for anything in the black lane.
I respect that opinion.
She's not eligible for anything within the black lane.
She is a white woman who has lived her life as a white woman.
Her character in Sinners, she was perfect for it.
Who had a biracial grandfather. That doesn't.
Because things like that, Chill, based off the narrative of that movie, used to happen. I mean, she, it still happens. Biracial kids. I mean, she was biracial in the film. She's biracial. I guess you could say, sure, her grandfather was black. Sure, she's biracial. But I'm gonna go with what Jedi Mike said. She's not walking around championing that she's a black woman.
She's a white woman, y'all. She has lived her entire life as a white woman. She has lived a white woman's experience. Both of her parents are white. Her father was biracial, and he was even white passing, right? So, there's no world where Haley Steinfeld is a black woman. Like, we could just.
Is she eligible for an NAACP Image Award? Not is she a black woman?
No. But we were having a whether or not she's a black woman discussion, so that's why I was
doing the NAACP Image Award question.
No, when you were doing the whole 12% is not necessarily 50% thing, you are talking about blackness, and I am perplexed how you be like, you talking to black people about what makes
I'm
somebody
telling you,
black.
bro, it confuses
I am
me.
not asking you if Haley Steinfeld is presenting black. Is she passing black? Is she black? I'm asking if she's eligible for the NWC Image Awards.
No,
That's
no,
I know that is all I
Whoever's
asked.
nominated,
That's
No.
all I
anybody
asked. I did
else
not
who's nominated.
neglect that she walks through life looking the way she does and experiencing the experiences of white people. I did not. This is me telling you I don't feel that way.
She's not eligible for an NAACP, BET, Soul Train Award.
none
No.
of the T's.
Let's go to a super chat.
So nowadays they can call me old fashioned, but it's way too much hair to see blue light flashing. So I guess
JD Informant with the $2 super. He says, side note, y'all supporting They Will Kill You? No idea what that was, so I'm pulling up the trailer to see what this is.
Does everybody else got sound?
No. That looks interesting though. I know the
She's from that show on HBO, The Industry.
She also plays Domino.
That's Zazie Beetz. Well, it's two of them. That's Zazie Beetz is Domino, and then the short black girl with the shorter
Draco
hair.
Malfoy in this moment.
Andy Muschietti, he's having a year, man. He's having a couple years. He's been doing this thing. Director of it, yep. There we go. Ooh.
You little shit! There has to be a way out of here.
The building was designed to be a death trap.
Our offering is on the loose. Be on the lookout. I just dropped her picture in the group chat.
Fuck you. No, fuck you. No, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Damn.
I don't know what is going on in here. But Ray, I am in a forgiving mood.
Okay, Zazie. Getting them squats.
The fuck are you?
Jenny.
That's not a spoiler.
So
Where did you learn how to fight like that? Prison.
So I feel like I've seen
Same
this movie
movie.
before. I feel like this is Ready or Not. I feel like this is The Hunt. I feel like we've already seen this movie a couple times already. But I mean, I would definitely check it out.
Seems like a Quentin Tarantino film.
Bingo. Yep. I was about to say let's Andy try to do Quentin. Because Quentin right now he's not in the best light with some people. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna do your stuff now.
That last scene where they say, "Where'd you learn to fight?" could have been the same movie, and she could have just said, "My parents were ninjas." Could be any explanation why, but I was in prison.
There's also that.
It still looked like a good movie though. That I'm not gonna like that. Most of that movie looked great, and I am interested in seeing that movie.
Women do not fight like that.
Oh, this one
that woman did, yeah.
Zazie Beetz. Emphasis on the beats. Super.
count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it.
You said for playing the trailer. Okay. Thank you for the 5J, the informant.
Appreciate it.
You must be on the marketing team for this movie here. You're Warner Brothers, huh?
Paid
Thank you,
promotion.
Jay.
I love that Grinch. He's great. That's a great super video.
Mike, what would you do with that guy, the Grinch, Nick Darnell? What would you do? What film franchise? Like, how do you utilize his talents?
Listen, this is like, I don't know when. One, this is just talking about.
I just struck the stream, so if you might want to check to make sure that you are still up live, because I am not.
Damn.
Warner Brothers took them off the screen quick. Usually, when this happens, it just takes like 30 seconds, and then they'll let our stream come back.
GD, Warner Brothers.
Man.
Yeah, I was about to start. Like again, Warner Brothers and Paramount, they don't play. They don't play.
Want to just pretend the last 30 seconds didn't happen? When we get back, just repeat it.
Sure. All right,
and we're back.
We're back. So we said thank you for the $5, and we joked that Jay the Informant works over at Warner Brothers, and then Darius said that Nick Darnell is great at playing the Grinch because that was the super chat that we just played, and then I should play it again actually because that might have not made it.
Count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it.
Appreciate the $5 from Jay the Informant for playing the trailer. And then Mike, what would you do with that actor who plays the Grinch?
See, first, I think he is a perfect example of, Black people, we come with many different talents, and just like seriously, just again, he being very talented. Even when he also did stuff for the Wiz as well.
That was great. I saw that.
Yeah,
that was great.
Very talented. Yeah, I would make a movie. Like I'm the first one to be opposed to making any type of series right now in this age of streaming. No, we need to make this into a film. I think you probably get Jim Carrey's blessing on this and everything, and or some way of incorporating him in the movie as a Who or whatever that might be.
And he don't ever want to be the Grinch again. He said he had some anxiety in that suit. He was
exactly.
And you know what? To add on to what you said, Jedi Mike, he can also, on his talent, when you brought up the Wiz, that's him singing.
Yes.
That is him singing. That ain't Mike. I had to listen to it again. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, he sounds great.
Dope.
The Conquest of Aegon. Aegon's Conquest prequel. See what they got adapting at HBO. HBO affirms that a rumored prequel of Game of Thrones is in development and could even get a major theatrical release. This would be Aegon's Conquest, following King Aegon 1. Yo, this is hilarious. you think that helps? Oh, it's King Aegon 1. Oh, okay, that one.
No, that definitely helps. That's the one
Aegon
that matters.
Aegon the First.
That helps. Aegon the First is the Aegon. That's the one who started the whole
Everyone
Westeros.
trying to be him. He's him. He's him.
What did he accomplish though? Like, why is he?
He had the biggest of all time and conquered
Westeros.
Westeros were 7 separate kingdoms before he pulled up. He came through and snatched up all that shit.
No, not the first men. The first men weren't something that he conquered. The first men were there way before him, but he conquered Westeros.
So he's not even first, bro.
With Valerian the Dread.
Yes.
The biggest recorded dragon ever.
And him and his sister wives. Visenya and
he was getting down with his sisters.
Yeah.
Did you watch the show? Chill. Come on now. Sorry. The only Aegon I know is Jon Snow.
No, this is huge. This is huge, and it has to be theatrical.
It has
to be theatrical. Like there's no option, bro. There's no option. This shit has to come out in the theaters. This is going to be some of the largest scale battles. This will be the biggest dragon we've ever seen on screen, bar none. Yeah. It's going to put Drogo and what's the one we seen on House of the Dragon 2?
Vermithor.
Damon Rhaegar. There you go.
Yeah,
it's going to put Rhaegar to shame. It's going to put Rhaegar to shame. The battles that will ensue off of this siege, right? Imagine this is going to be like watching Star Wars from Darth Vader's perspective. Like, go back and see the first trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, and just imagine viewing the entire time, viewing it from Vader's perspective. And oh, by the way, there is no creepy old man in the corner with his machinations pulling the strings. No, it's him. He's him. He is the villain of all villains. And you know the whole time while you're watching it, there's not a damn thing any of these folks can do to stop it.
Wait, to be fair, are we calling Aegon a villain?
He has to be. He's an invader. He's a conqueror.
Yeah, but he came to them with like, hey, we can.
Nigga, the option was lay down or get put down.
Not at first.
Not at first, but then he did burn the entire castle down with the family in it. And
but hey, bro, he went. But he went to them. He said, "Hey, listen."
Hey, listen. He asked.
Even with the niceties,
he did. Yes.
Even with the niceties, what he is proposing is, I am going to rule the 7 kingdoms. It is what it is. So even if this happens nicely, you're still being conquered. So now they have a right. They have a duty to resist.
Yeah,
he has to be a villain.
I gotta see it first. I gotta see, like, because I trust Darius's intuition. If he's like commenting to these guys on the one, hey, this is what would happen, and then they end up like snaking him or something. I don't
Y'all are crazy as hell. Y'all crazy as hell. So you've lived the whole existence over here. Your ancestors then built up entire kingdoms. You have kings. Now here come this foreigner from a faraway land with big scary monsters we ain't never seen before.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I'm the captain now, but he's saying it nicely. How's that about to go?
Yeah, that's basically colonization with Europeans coming with guns, dudes coming with dragons. But I gotta see the story play out though. Maybe
it's gonna be great. He's a great character to hear about in some of the stories and the books. For Game or for not Game of Thrones. What's the Song of Ice and Fire? Book is there? You go, Ice and Fire, for the Song of Ice and Fire. But this should be the biggest scale event they've ever put on. Like, every time they announce a new Game of Thrones project, I'd be hoping that it's gonna be Aegon's Conquest. I'd be like, Aegon's Conquest, and they're like, no, it's the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, dunking the egg, and I'm like, I don't want that shit. Put that Aegon's Conquest in my veins. I'm surprised MoFly. Oh yeah, there you go. I'm surprised MoFly didn't already hit me up in the chat about this, because this is something we've been talking about for years as Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah, this has a shit ton of great characters in it. Obviously the ancestors of people that we see in Game of Thrones and things like that. It's great. It's great. He never conquers Dorne. I wonder how they do that in the film. Ooh. How do you handle that? Is it like just a thing where like it fades out and then you do like a text on the screen, or it's like he never conquers Dorne, or do you do like a?
No, you got to show the battle. And my thought is that Dorne not only is one of the most.
No, yeah, you show the battle, but that's a long. I guess it's a film. So
I think what ends up happening is they're very wealthy, so they can withstand a siege. And I think that their wealth probably bought them advances in technology. They had a way to repel the dragons. And to keep that way from getting out and spreading across the rest of the kingdoms, they left them niggas alone. They left them alone. It was like, okay, they found out a way to hold us at bay. We can't let that spread. Just isolate them over there, and we'll take these other ones over here.
Save Dorne for the sequel.
But I want to see the House Valerian. I want to see more in depth with them, with Valerians in there, because again, I as much as I love House Dragons,
we're back off. I think we're back off. I'm getting messages saying, "Are you kidding me? Oh no, the trailer did that. Damn, it says stream unavailable."
I think Antoine might be delayed because there's no reason why it would just turn off like that right away.
Let me check. Make sure we're still up.
He just might be back.
We're up on my TV, but we're not on my computer.
Jay says we're live. Well, we didn't do anything to trigger it this time. Keep going, Jedi. Jedi Mike was saying what?
No, because I say, as much as I love House of Dragons, again, we're seeing like the downfall of the Valerian family at their to the point that all they have to their name is.
Oh, you mean the Targaryens?
No, Valerians.
Yeah, the
Targaryens. Like, because Targaryens, like, we always have them, represented some form of fashion until Song of Ice and Fire. But I'm saying House Valerian. We're seeing the later half of them because now it's like, all right, well, all they have to their name is their steel. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get to the point of the height of them,
Valeria. Yeah.
Yes. So that's where I want to kind of see that dynamic there while you're going through Aegon's conquest again. Because I'm not gonna lie, you make the Valerians black people. Okay. All right. I want to see more of us there.
I mean, they got to exist somewhere on this goddamn map, right? Like, if we're the Summer Isles, what are we doing?
Do you think they show? Do you just skip to Dragonstone, or do we? Because the Targaryens were not even one of the highest dragon riding families.
Exactly.
They were like, I think one of the lowest, weren't they? They were like, yeah. So it's like, do you show?
But then something happens that wipes out a bunch of them, though.
Well, they're. So I forget. It's Aegon's father, I believe, that was telling them that had a dream that there was going to be prophecy, kind of like
Doom of Valeria. That's going to happen where and so basically when the Doom of Valeria came through, let's remember last time I read it. It was that's when they went to Dragonstone, because at this point, basically the hierarchy of power kind of flipped, because now it's like we're trying to recover from old Valeria, and all we have now is terms of the Targaryens and Valerians in our language. And while they got their steel and they got their dragons and everything, so but that was at the time it was fractured. But yeah, yes, to your point, the Targaryens were not the height of that families during that time, but in terms of making it theatrical. I'm just give a buck. I don't want to say shoot for the stars with it, but make it a trilogy, some sort of seeing that rise and fall of Aegon's conquest to the point that we get that. Because again, for years we've been asking for Game of Thrones to be in the cinema, and I'm like, listen, all you have is to have Stranger Things the finale in the theater, and yeah, we don't have a Game of Thrones film to date. At this point, no, I repeat,
that's not all I want, though. All I want is for Game of Thrones to return with what my girl said, Macy's character, Arya Stark. I want her to return. What's west of Westeros? And now it says, Hollywood Reporter also revealed the writer Kwak Dang Tran is possibly working on a sequel series following Arya, who departed Westeros to explore the unknown lands to the west in the Game of Thrones ending. This idea is seemingly a revival and reworking of the scrapped sequel idea that originally would have focused on Jon Snow. If it can have both.
My reaction to that was Marcus's non-intentional yawn. I don't want to follow. I don't want to follow Arya Stark. I don't care about what Arya Stark is doing in Essos or any of that. I think she had a brilliant little arc in Game of Thrones where we followed her, where she was on her journey. She was blind. She learned a lot. She, boom, she killed the Night King. Does she really need a spinoff?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say she killed the Night King. That's a good send off for Arya. Now, if we pick this up in some other continuation series, like if we have like a season 9-esque type of appearance in a spinoff series, and we continue everybody's story, okay, then we can see where Arya is doing. A Arya only story, where's she gonna go that we care about?
And what is she gonna do that we care about?
They'll make you care.
I've still got my list.
It isn't a show about Arya only. No Game of Thrones is just about one character. They usually focus on the ensemble cast. Usually, the last 2 shows, that's how it went.
But what would the story be?
They could create it. That's the creation part.
Enough to make. I mean, I guess. I mean,
I
sure.
I
guess you could say that. I don't know that. Yeah, sure. You could create it. I don't know that you'd have enough interest to garner views. I just don't know that Arya's. People love Arya, but is Arya?
Well, Jon Snow will be in the show too, and I'm sure the rest of the family.
Kit Harington. Yeah. Okay.
He don't want to do this shit no more.
He did.
And he was also defending season 8, which was like, all right, bro. Well. Yeah, I guess you can shove that Jon Snow series. I don't know what to tell you. He was mad that people were down on it, and I was like, okay, you can be the sore thumb if you want to. Even Emilia Clarke, who has the most reason, I think, to kind of buff the way that people responded to season 8, because they were dragging her character the entire time. But even she will say, listen, I understand why people are upset. You know what I'm saying? I had to get into it because I had to play the character. Like, I couldn't do the job if I didn't get on board with it. But I definitely understand why people are mad. Here's Kit Harington. You people know nothing. Okay. All right. That's one way to go.
Yeah, I gotta go. My wife is calling me. But no, I said thank you guys for having me. And again, this was a good conversation and stuff. And also shout out to you guys. Your last few streams I was checking out. It's been good. It's been hilarious. But the points you guys have been dropping, again, has been very valid. And also in terms of the conversation you guys are having with each other on what's actually happening, especially going with Black Panther and with the Avengers Doomsday and stuff like that. Again, I really appreciate you guys' perspective and stuff. So you guys doing good.
Appreciate it, Jedi Mike.
Respect.
Yeah. So yeah, anytime to just hit me up, whatever. Love to be back on and everything. But again, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. What's your channel
Chicken
called?
grease. Oh, my channel? Oh yeah, my channel. My apologies. My channel is Jedi Mike 7, brought to you by Solo Media. I do a ton of interviews and reviews of films and television and everything. I just dropped a video essay regarding Black Panther, regarding Avengers Doomsday. I dropped that yesterday, and I got some interviews coming up for New Year and everything. So preparing for CinemaCon and preparing for something else is about to drop. I can't say, but an interview that's coming up next week. So stay tuned for that.
Is it Kugler? You can't say.
It's award season. I'll say. But anyway, yeah.
Wait, is it recorded already? Where are we going? What do you think? Forget your wife.
Award season. It's award season, and
have you done it? Have you done it already, or are you going to do it?
I'm in the process of setting something up. But yes.
Okay. All right.
You got him talking too much. He gonna give away the sauce.
Exactly. I'm just like, hey, you trying to kill this nigga. But I can't,
someone associated with Black Panther, you gotta ask them about Toussaint's. If I'm just saying that's if, just all. Hey, if it's Jamie Lawson, ask about Storm. That's what Straw Hat Goofy did. Please and thank you. That's all.
But you can check me out at Jedi Mike 7. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. Have a good night.
I'll keep y'all posted. I'll keep you posted.
For sure.
All right, y'all. Peace.
It's Kugler.
Ah.
That's the Kugler. Kugler tells. That's very Ryan Coogler.
Darius, we talked about Kathleen Kennedy's exit for a good long while. Did you want to comment?
No, I heard it. I heard what you guys were saying. Nothing new nothing to really add that you guys hadn't already said.
You're allowed to celebrate this one, Darius. She's gone. It's been 12 years with her in charge. 14 years. Celebrate.
We'll see.
She's not the president anymore.
She's not.
Who would you rather have not the president anymore? Trump or Kennedy?
Trump.
I don't know. Because, who am I getting? Is it a
Bro,
Democrat?
you don't even have to deal with it. You're in another country. It's an easy choice for you.
I share the same planet you guys share, and I think they're all puppets. So I'd rather have Kennedy gone than Trump gone.
What?
That's
no. And again, I'm actually gonna just go back to another country. Even though we share the same planet, we here, a couple states over, are watching Minnesotians get treated like dog shit.
Target practice.
So yeah,
Target
now
practice.
if I had to choose, what number is he now? 47. He can go. He can go.
I'm surprised Republicans aren't doing 4-7.
Don't give.
You know what the Grinch said? He said 8-9.
What's up next? What haven't we talked about yet?
Oh, what's with Andy Muschietti and the Brave and the Bold? Let me pull that one up. You sent a link to that.
Andy Muschietti and the Brave and the Bold. They
got a
say
release date in 2028.
Yeah, that's what they say. But isn't when does Reeves has come out? Is it 27 or 28?
27.
Okay.
Reeves is coming out 27.
All right.
I don't think anybody's going to be checking for that other Batman movie, but
comicbookmovie.com. DC Studios boss James Gunn responds to report that Brave and the Bold is eyeing a 2028 release. Oh, he responded? Where?
of course he responded.
Where on Threads? Here. Wait. Is
He
this
did it
true?
on Twitter, didn't he?
James Gunn said, "Fiction. Sorry, screenplay isn't finished." That was 11 hours ago.
Oh, it's definitely coming out in 2028. It's definitely coming out in 2028. If he said it's a lie, it's fiction, then it's definitely coming out in 2028.
You know, you're onto something, Marcus. Yeah, you got to listen to how he lies. He didn't shoot down. It won't be 2028. He's just saying the screenplay isn't finished.
Remember who said we were even doing Brainiac? And then all of a sudden, hey, so and so is Brainiac. So if he's like, oh, that's total fiction, then it's 100% happening.
Humali said, "What is Blood and Bone coming out?" That would be January next year. Exactly 1 year from now. Chill. You will deal with it when he rolls up on Ottawa with the Delta Force. Careful. Oh, no. Don't bring out the Delta Force. Is Space Force coming too?
All right.
We got Alpha Flight. We'll be fine.
Call him a trafficker.
Why Smoking Stock got both the ladies pregnant at the same time? LOL. I don't know what that has to do with the Batman stuff. Let's get back on Batman.
Oh, I get it. Smoke and
Yeah.
Stack both got ladies pregnant at the same time because Haley Steinfeld is pregnant and so is Womi. They both pregnant.
Right.
That's hilarious.
With Brave and the Bold, I don't with that coming out in 2028, because I believe that as well. I would assume we already know who our Batman is. Well, we talked about that once. They haven't announced it yet, but it's Brandon Skinnard.
Has anyone seen him act?
I've only seen things that people posted on Twitter from shows that he's been in. I think he's in like some form of Yellowstone or some spinoff of it or
There's
whatever.
a movie about a chick who goes on a blind date or like one of those like dating app setup type situations and ends up getting her phone tapped into and her family kidnapped, and they want her to kill the date. He's the date. And so I watched the entire movie and I just kind of kept putting him in positions like, all right, this is Batman talking to a lady, or this is Bruce Wayne wooing a rich donor or somebody who works in his company. And I kept trying to put him in the places where he would fit. And visually, it fits. I don't feel I don't know, man. There's something that, like, when you put Affleck in that suit, when you put Bale in that suit, hell, even when you put Clooney in that suit, there was some kind of command, right? Like, he felt like the guy. That's why it was easy for him to play Bruce and Batman, because he has that level of gravitas. I did not feel that from Skillnard, at least in the one thing that I saw him in. He's a very he's a good supporting actor. If we have to watch him for 2.5 hours be the focus,
Are you rooting for him though? Are you cheering for a good
no, I
performance?
want it to be good. I'm a Batman
Me
fan,
too.
so I don't want it to fail.
Okay, we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
Actors-
I didn't get a strong impression that like he's a leading man.
How did you feel about Xolo Maridueña, who plays Blue Beetle?
I thought Blue Beetle was okay. I don't think it was the worst of those movies that came out.
I mean, how do you feel about the actor from
Oh,
Karate
the
Kid?
actor.
The actor from Karate Kid, supporting role, he did his thing, and then he goes into the lead. How did he transition?
The actor from Karate Kid.
Yeah, the
He was
Blue
in
Beetle
Karate Kid?
lead actor.
Yeah, he was Cobra Kai.
Oh,
Netflix.
Karate Kid.
Oh,
Cobra Kai. My bad,
okay,
my bad.
I got you. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I don't know, indifferent. It didn't really end in a grand kind of crescendo with Blue Beetle. So I guess I'm kind of in the middle of it. I'm indifferent, I guess I'll say. I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea of him being Blue Beetle in perpetuity, but it just wasn't a great movie overall. So I don't know kind of where to line that up. He wasn't terrible, but the movie was.
Well, how about this? Blue Beetle 2 just got a surprising update from its star.
Oh.
He was doing a promotional Q&A for season 2 of Happy's Place and says, "Oh, absolutely. That's totally in the works and in talks. So hopefully that's happening soon. I'm going to see Sholo soon. We're going to do a Comic-Con together." That's the director, not Sholo. That's the director talking.
Got it.
In her words, Count Escobedo in, and furthermore, she says it's already in development. James Gunn keeps his word about Blue Beetle. Here it is. "He fits in very nicely," said Gunn recently to Rotten Tomatoes, speaking about how Blue Beetle and Peacemaker transition easily. "We may have to retcon a few things. And now that I saw DCU's Peacemaker, I know what that looks like to retcon a few things. We saw, instead of Justice League, they said Justice Gang, and then they changed a couple of characters. And I am okay with that. Now, what are the few things that they need to retcon in the Blue Beetle? Batman is a fascist? Like, when do they really reference the rest of the world in Blue Beetle?
Maybe that's what he meant by fits well, is that it doesn't really it doesn't have great connective tissue to the other DC stuff that existed, so it could just easily slide into what they're already doing now. And
Maybe the post-credit scene,
it's directly in line.
Maybe the post-credit scene with Ted Kord, maybe there's no interest in going that route with the previous Blue Beetle. We just won't even reference that. Jolo plays Blue Beetle. Don't worry about that white guy.
Could be.
There's a post-credit scene in Blue Beetle.
Yes,
it was.
Wow.
There's a post-credit scene in everything nowadays. That's a question I want to ask. What if the Star Wars Mando movie has a post-credit? I'd say, that's not you guys, Star Wars. You guys are open and crawl. You have your signatures. Don't take from the other movies. Agree?
If it means that it's putting us on a different a course than what we were on under the past regime, like if that's what's necessary, I will allow it for Mandu Grogu, because I understand the place that we're in. But overall, no, I would not like to sit through the extra 15 minutes of Star Wars credits to see a scene. I don't need that necessarily in my life.
I would ask Planet Fanatics, but he just dipped. Chillmonger, Too Raw, Fanatic, Mods.
Ask me what?
Oh, same question I just said. How about a post-credit scene for Star Wars movies?
No, I don't think so. Not for Star Wars. But if it I don't know. I don't mind post-credit scenes. I like post-credit scenes. If it was something that got us to, like, I don't know, the next thing. Maybe if it's all right for films like Mando, Grogu, Rogue One, sure. If it's at the numbered films, episode whatever, no.
That's a good rule. Yeah. Something needs the tradition stuff.
Yeah.
What's next you wanted to talk about? Did we touch it all?
We did Muschietti. We did Kathleen.
You said that there's Spider-Man plot leaks.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yes. Spider-Man.
Spoiler alerts.
There's the Spider-Man plot leaks. There's what's Collider put out about the views declining for each Doomsday trailer.
They must watch. Oh, all week. I don't know, Marcus, if you've been paying attention, but me and Darius, Afternoon Woke Up is back. We stream all week, and I kept touting, this is the week where we get to finally see how much of a failure Wakanda Forever was. It's going to have less trailer views and yes, the teaser trailer has way less views than the other ones did.
What's interesting about that, though, is that the X-Men trailer had less views than the Thor trailer. Like, it was a consistent slide from the first one on down. Like I think that was
No, they're both at like 17 million. The Chris last I checked, I can check now, but both Chris Evans and then the Thor one had 17 million, and X-Men was at 15 million. It wasn't that bad.
Right, but I'm saying again, it was a consistent slide from the top down to the end, all the way with Wakanda Forever. And I mean, even I guess that is a natural trend with trailers. When you have multiple trailers for the same film, usually they do decline. I thought two things were at play here. Number one, the way that they're structured seems like a continuous theme. So you would think that would buck the trend of just having 3 generic trailers out there. Where, yeah, if it's just generic stuff, by the time you get to the third one, you've already seen what you need to see from the movie. So of course people are going to watch it less. This is supposed to be giving you information about the film. So I would have thought that would have kind of bucked the natural decline of trailer over trailer. Also, the X-Men is just flat out the most interesting thing that came out of this. I would have expected it to have the most views. I would have expected that one to beat out Steve Rogers and the Thor trailers. I'm very surprised that it didn't. Even
likewise.
Something the Shuri trailer has is that they're live streaming this clock, which attracts people to their channel and gives them a little bit of watch time. It says there's 700 people watching right now. It's crazy. But since the Shuri trailer is the recent
watching a
thing,
clock,
it will get the Shuri trailer will get some push. So Shuri's got 8 million views. I hope you can see that number. And then the other trailer from the X-Men was 15 million. Thor has 17, and the one with Cap has 18 million. 18, 17, 15, 8 million.
Again, I understand the natural math of it. Like the third and fourth trailers should have naturally, ordinarily, less views than the first or second. What's surprising about that is that these trailers were clearly set up to not have that be the case. Like we were supposed to be building into something, give us a big viral moment, and then give us something about the story. And it didn't. It's not playing like that. And again, this is early. This is very isolated.
It's supposed to build. It's the same day every week. New trailer. This is the fourth time in a row. People are supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, this is the trailer time," because that's what happened last week, and then the week before. You're supposed to have people, and 8 million views so far.
Didn't do it.
So far, 8 million views. It could get to 9. I'm sure it gets to 9. It'll get to 9 by next time we talk. It'll be at 9 at least. But it's still doing half of what Chris Evans was able to do.
I don't know. I won't put too much emphasis on it right now because we still got a long way to go. I will say that I think they were expecting much bigger buzz out of what they did show. I think it was an oversight not to show Doom. They probably should have.
We have enough information to put emphasis into it. It's not like day 3. That's when YouTube videos perform the best on day 3. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
I'm going to Collider for Brand New Day. You just mentioned it earlier. Collider had an interview.
I think the Collider thing was the thing we're talking about now, right?
Oh, my bad.
Trailers.
Well, where did I go for the Brand New Day leaks? If you want to cover that with like a website, or if you want to just explain what they are, go ahead.
It should be in the DM there.
Okay.
It goes down in it,
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. I don't see it.
Let's see.
Can you pull it up? Or just explain it? Supergirl, all the Doomsday trailers.
Now that's something. That is something. It's not nothing. Now there was one Supergirl trailer as opposed to 4 Doomsday trailers, but even still, beat all of them. That's something.
By how much, though? It released.
Should an auxiliary Superman character be competing with X-Men?
No.
23 million views from a month ago.
Ooh, it's dog walking them. Golly.
Yeah, it won.
Okay.
That's impressive.
Supergirl. I mean, I was expecting something because, again, this is one trailer. This is one presentation versus a drawn out presentation over 4 teasers on the Doomsday side. But damn, 23 to your max of 17. Maybe 19, 20 would have felt like it would have counted for the fact that you're only showing one Supergirl trailer, but they're well over 20 million views. I don't know. You think people want to see Supergirl more than they want to see Doomsday?
No.
Nah.
I don't know, man. The data, bro. The data. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Was that a sports show? ESPN had that? Yeah, numbers never lie.
Numbers never lie.
That was- yeah.
Yeah, the one that they have for Spider-Man, it says that it says Peter is a ghost in NYC, ghosting his own life. He's neglecting his personal life because he thinks MJ and Ned are better off without him. Damage Control is hunting mutants, and they found Jean Grey, rumored to be Sadie Sink. She's teaming up with the Punisher to expose them. What?
Time out. Why are they're hunting mutants? When did we start talking about mutants? The only mutant I know about is Kamala Khan in the MCU. What mutants?
No idea. Maybe they discovered them since our time last visited in the MCU.
So I wonder if this film is going to be the film where they like reveal that, like, oh my God, we've had this discovery that there are metahumans everywhere. We call them mutants.
Maybe. I'm still not sure that Sadie Sink is even Jean Grey, so I don't know.
The jury's still out. I mean, if this leak is true, that's what it's suggesting.
Goes on to say Tombstone is the big bad, financing the Hand. Yes, the ninjas to destabilize the city. They're trying to free Scorpion from Damage Control's custody. Peter's powers are glitching. He seeks help from Bruce Banner, but the stress triggers a new personality, Grey Hulk, Joe Fixit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be raging, isn't he? Joe Fixit's not raging. Joe Fixit's like, hey,
yeah, I'm about to say Joe Fixit is, he was like a mob boss or some shit like that.
Yeah,
I don't have time for another variant Hulk, bro. Like, I thought we were getting back to the crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know if this is accurate. But then again, the going back to Savage Hulk also came from Scoopers, so you take that with a grain of salt. This goes on to say Peter loses control and mutates into a giant 6-armed Spider-Man. Jean Grey has to enter his mind to save him, reminding him he needs to be Peter Parker, not just the mask. Banner that sounds weak. Banner stabilizes him with a serum. Peter finally goes to find MJ, only to find out she's a new boyfriend, Harry Osborn. Do we believe that Robert Pattinson is going to go on to play Harry Osborn and Bruce Wayne?
Well, hold on. If MJ's new boyfriend is Harry Osborn, then that means it's going to be Ezra from Ahsoka season 2. Because
that's right. That's right. I forgot. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm getting Robert Pattinson mixed up with that movie they just did. That's right. Okay, Ahmad Vasadi.
Mm-hmm. I mean, which I'm not necessarily in love with that, but
I'm not in love with that at all.
I think his name is Eman, like Eman, but I don't know.
I'm not excited with that at all.
Yeah,
I wasn't excited with him as Ezra, so I'm not excited with that at all.
Yeah, there's some stuff I don't necessarily dig about this. Does it say anything about where the Punisher comes in all of this?
It doesn't. The last thing it just says the post-credit shows Tombstone seen buying a fragment of the symbiote that stayed in the MCU after No Way Home. Black suit era incoming. I don't know if I truly believe this. It is from Majestic. He is one of the scoopers that is sharing a lot of the stuff. So, but I don't know. Maybe there could be things that could be real in this. I don't believe the Joe Fixit thing. I somewhat could believe the mutants thing. That could be a way to usher in the mutants into the MCU and say, okay, you know, like you said, metahumans exist. We're all the mutants. We're hunting them down. Something like that. I don't know. As far as the six-armed Spider-Man, I don't believe that either.
I hate Joe Fixit. This doesn't really explain how it connects to Doomsday or Secret Wars at all. And this movie has to be a bridge into Doomsday. It just has to be. If not just the latter part of the third act or even a post-credit scene, like mid-credit scene, something about this film has to connect to Doomsday. We can't walk into Doomsday cold. Can't. And I think that is a misstep. That is a mistake if they think that they can walk cold into that movie with nothing else promoting it except for these teaser trailers, a 4-hour stream of chairs, and a clock. Like, you have to show people theatrically like this thing is back before you give them your end game. Like, we've already messed up on the films leading up. We've already kind of lost out on being able to gain momentum throughout the brand and with the TV shows and what have you. We have let so much go to the wayside already. You cannot afford to let Sony eat and have their successful film and not have it promote what you need to be a success next year.
Yeah. Agreed. They somebody, Lawrence said Yelena wasn't mentioned. Is Yelena supposed to be in Brand New Day as well? Damn. He can never have a solo.
So we got Jean Grey, Punisher, Daredevil, the Hawk, Yelena, Tombstone, The Hand. This movie gonna be 3 hours long.
That's what they say.
I'll take
You're right, Lawrence. They don't have to help, but like they kind of, in a way, like I feel like whatever input they get for Kevin Feige, it had better be, it had better have to do with whatever they got going on with Doomsday incursions, Doom himself. I still can't believe we haven't seen him in anything yet. He hasn't done anything other than, perched down on the knee talking to Franklin Richards. That's
all
it.
these stories they're given. They need to give his, since these aren't teasers or trailers. These are stories. You need to give his, and it needs to be a bit longer than 1:27.
At least show him doing something. If you don't show nothing else, just show him doing something. You casting a spell, working in a lab, something. Even I think a speech from Tony's, like a monologue from not Tony, from Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. And then maybe you do a sizzle reel of Tony stuff. I feel like people are going to spend so much time even sitting down, breaking that down. But right now,
they said they're not gonna explain the similar looks, why they look alike. I know there's new. Let me find it. There was this new report that said that it won't be mentioned.
I hope that's just them like trying to draw attention to something
like
else.
To just distract. Yeah. How are you going to do that? You mean they're not going to acknowledge the fact that he looks like Tony Stark and everybody just going to pretend that it's not happening? Or
let me find it.
My theory is still what it was the week they revealed him at the Comic-Con. He's back to play Tony Stark, Iron Man. That's a surprise. They just don't want to reveal yet until you see the movie. But it'll explain why he's on set, because he's playing Doom. No one will ever wonder, hey, Robert Downey Jr. is back. It's supposed to be the big surprise. Makes sense. They're paying him like $1 bajillion. Why not? You don't pay him to cover his face up and do a voice for Doom. He probably is. Maybe he is doing the voice for Doom. Like he'll change his voice and voice act for Doom, but like he's also back for Iron Man.
I think a variant
is right, part
Tony.
39.
Yeah, I think a variant Tony played by Robert Downey is in the cards for the Secret War arc. I just don't know if that's what they're doing with Doomsday.
I'm not even saying variant. I'm saying the one who died is alive.
This is what this is saying. It says the rumor Avengers Doomsday won't explain why Doctor Doom looks like Tony Stark, but another upcoming film will. Many actors have.
What other upcoming film is there but Spider-Man?
Got to be Secret Wars, yeah.
Or Secret Wars.
Rumors and theories have ranged from him being an Iron Man variant to simply stealing Tony's face to earn the trust of Earth 616 Mightiest Heroes. Given that it's been nearly 7 years since Downey's bid farewell to the Armored Avenger, you'd think enough time has passed for him to play Victor Von Doom without the necessity linking up to what we've seen before. Let me skip, because what the fuck are they talking about?
What the fuck are they talking about?
We can only continue to speculate. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. This now confirmed cast for Avengers Secret Wars. No. The Russo brothers direct. No. All right, here it is. Avengers Doomsday is set to be released December 18th, with Avengers Secret Wars scheduled to arrive December 17th. And then there's a YouTube video, I guess, where it is talking about how it's going to be in Secret Wars instead. The reveal is going to be in Secret Wars instead. Doctor Doom's resemblance to Tony Stark will reportedly not be explained in Avengers Doomsday, but instead in Secret Wars. And I guess that's coming from John Campea.
So then don't show his face. I feel like it's why? How is no one going to say anything about it? Yeah, don't show his face. Then it should be a reveal that he's going to be, that it comes out either at the end of the movie or sometime in the third act or in Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
John also, I guess, is if you know, he's been talking about how him and Robert Meyer Burnett know exactly what's happening in the film. They've been told, filled in by their sources. They're pretty giddy about it on every show since being heard, since talking about it. But they said that he's been filled in on Doom's backstory. And said that we'll have to wait until Avengers Secret Wars to learn why Victor has Tony's face.
Bro, we should pretend we know what's going on too and just come here giddy like, hey, yo, we just spoke with the source. It's the same one as Robert Meyer Burnett too. You can't wait for this movie.
That's funny. That is funny.
What's this about 28 years later? I'm still heated. The movie projector for 28 years later went out on opening night. I have to go back this weekend to see it. The other screens.
Damn, the movie projector went out?
And I wanted to see it in IMAX. Lawrence, you're supporting a black director, so feel good about the extra money you're about to pay.
And this one got good reviews. I did not care for the last one. It was a bit of a snoozer for me. But this one has actually gotten some pretty good reviews. So shout out to Nia DaCosta.
28 years later, films out so damn fast.
Did your mic just get unplugged, brother, or is that me?
Can you hear me?
There you go.
How are they getting these 28 years later films out so damn fast? Didn't one just come out like a couple months ago?
Last year. Yeah, 2025.
Damn. So is it like
she working quick, working fast, a lot faster than she was working on the Marvels.
You said, and then the sequel is 28 months later. What? No, it's coming 28 months later. Thanks for coming to another Pantheon. I think we're done. Oh, wait, there's something I got to share. It's really important. If you go to the Lucasfilm Wikipedia, you can see under key people, it says Dave Filoni, president and CCO, and Lenwyn Brennan and Kathleen Palpatine is not listed here because she's out of here. She is no longer in charge of Lucasfilm. It happened. I can't wait. I should watch a Star Wars Meg video. Where's Star Wars Meg when we need her? Where's she? Probably
hello, my dear friends. Now, no more jibber jabber. Let's get right into it. Star Wars Meg.
Man,
I'm gonna watch.
Is Theory doing the dance? He got to be having a 24-hour stream or something right now. Gotta be.
A 24-hour stream. It happens.
Going nuts.
How are they gonna embrace YouTube now under new leadership? How will they like talk to the YouTube fans?
Who knows, bro? Who knows?
Just get things back on track first.
Yeah, I was about to say, as long as they're not actively running away from the things that we want it narratively, I don't care how they talk to YouTubers. To be honest with you, serve up the content.
I have enough signs though, with like we mentioned earlier, Galaxy's Edge. There's enough signs that things are changing. Things are just not being. We're not being stupid anymore. Actually, that's not even change. And yes, John Williams' score was for Rey and all the other sequel era characters too, but I want to hear Imperial March and some of that good stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm ready for all the if things are going to truly shift over at Lucasfilm. I'm ready to see it. My thing is though, get away. I've said this before. Get away from the Skywalkers. We've been there. We've been doing this for quite some time. There's other major events in Star Wars that we could be tackling that, and from different eras. From I don't want to.
We never heard of.
Yeah. From species that from the unknown regions. There's so many different things you could do that just don't involve revisiting the Clone Wars.
Hey, and no more Mandalorians having a civil war too. We're good on that one.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing. Well, we haven't actually seen the proper Mandalorian War. I wouldn't mind seeing the Mandalorian War, but I just want to get away from the damn Clone Wars. We've been here since 2002.
Well, he gonna finish up his thing with Ahsoka and all that. Like that is going to be priority number one. Now, after Ahsoka wraps up,
I don't want another animated show where it's like, hey, we're like, I heard you saying it earlier, and I agree. We're following another survivor of Order 66. It's like,
no, we done with that.
Another one. Yeah, okay, yay. It's just like we're good. Let's just move. Let's move on from the Skywalkers. And that's not to say we can't do like a Luke something, because I would love to see a Luke project. But nothing that's involved in the Clone Wars.
You know what that's like? It's like when, because they were talking about somebody. I think I seen a scoop. They were talking about somebody else is going to wield Mjolnir in Doomsday, right?
Loki.
And so when we first saw Captain America do it, it was like, oh shit, that's the only other person besides Thor we ever seen lift that hammer. And then so now you give it to a third person, and it's kind of like, all right, well, how much do we really hold Mjolnir to esteem? Like it's only the worthy should be able to pick up this hammer. It can't be several different worthies out there, right?
Odin lifted it in the first movie. Hela lifted it.
Odin gave it to him. That doesn't count.
Okay, Hela and Vision and Loki is Loki's
Vision.
Next.
Yeah.
The rumor's not for Loki. The rumor's that Doom is supposed to lift it.
It's losing its luster.
Yeah, the rumors that Doom is supposed to lift it. Or is it Doom and Loki? I saw somebody said Doom and Loki. Maybe it's Doom and Loki. So you had that right.
Oh, so now we just passing it around like it's a drunk college girl or something. Poor Mjolnir.
I saw people trying to explain Doom being worthy, and using the whole Wakanda speaking to Bass thing, how Bass deemed him worthy. And it's like, Doom is such a complicated character. It only makes sense that he would be able to lift Mjolnir and all this kind of stuff.
That's where my brain went to. Do more issue 4.
Yeah.
That was a great comic book, bro.
Where Bass deemed him worthy.
She's like, you know what? I have to say, your
heart's pure. You're not fucking lying. So yeah, go for it. Get that vibranium.
Doom has magic and science. That's probably why. Okay. Hey, fun question. Chat, you can participate too. Who's the last superhero character who lifts up Mjolnir? Superhero, not villain.
The last person ever?
Who is the one who should not who's like far from your top tier. Yeah,
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man is the last.
That was almost too easy. Yeah, Ant-Man.
That's what Jay said. The same thing.
Ant-Man. That's easy.
Yeah, I'd say Ant-Man.
Really? Why? He's just not worthy. He's like he's a bad dad. What is
He is a cat burglar, but I mean,
he's a cat burglar.
Other than that, yeah, no, I mean, I just generally don't think. Like, if I just talked about I didn't want to see someone else lift it after Captain America, I for damn sure don't want to see Scott Lang pick it up.
I don't know.
Deadpool.
Jane Foster can lift it. Scott Lang can lift it.
Yuck.
No.
I'd go one of the Disney Plus heroes. Moon Knight.
Well, Khan can lift it with her light power.
That's kind of like Vision. It's not sentient. It's not alive. So it's fine. You can lift it. Ralph Boner. Oh, Deadpool. That's a good answer. Deadpool's the last guy. Yeah.
I mean, but
yeah.
I would actually enjoy seeing Deadpool wield Mjolnir, though. It would be comical. There's nothing comical about some of these characters picking up Mjolnir.
He's the least worthy, though. Even less worthy than Riri.
Hey, yo, Riri definitely can't even touch. Her hand gonna burn if she touched Mjolnir. She dancing. She playing with the devil.
According to Love and Thunder, as long as Thor deems whoever's worthy and whispers to it, anybody can pick it up. Isn't that what happened in Love and Thunder? Whoever so deems I worthy to pick up this hammer, something, whatever he said, and didn't the kids pick it up or something?
You're a friend of Tony.
Fucking dumb.
Or the kids like got powers or something. I don't know.
They were like floating ghosts. They were floating like visual ghosts. I never watched that movie again after seeing it.
I didn't either.
So it's very fuzzy.
I saw it twice. I liked it both times. I'm in the minority there.
Oh my goodness. Did you really? I saw it one time in theaters.
I know the goats are obnoxious. I know that the Guardian scene kind of was like they were just there because I guess contractual obligations didn't forward anything. I know the problems with it. Gore getting so little screen time, but like I don't know, pretty, look good. Got to see Thor. The fighting was okay.
You like that they cut Bast's speaking scenes out of the movie?
I can't knock them for what they cut and didn't put in the movie because I didn't see it, right? But yeah, I'd rather prefer to have Bast there, but I also prefer to have T'Challa there, and they're not doing that.
I didn't like it. I hated it, all of it. And I tried to like it. And you know, not tried to like it. I remember sitting in the theater and I remember the minute he said, I just want someone to come up to me at the very beginning and said, I just want someone to come up to me and say, Thor, we need you. And then Star-Lord walks in and says, Thor, we need you. And I was like, oh God, is this gonna, like, is this about to be? Oh, and it was. So, and the whole Jane.
It was so random too, because like he was with the Guardians, and then like within 10 minutes he was already gone from them. They didn't show back up. He was like, what was the whole point? Why did they even do that?
And James Gunn didn't really. I don't think he. Actually, no, he was done with them by that time.
Well, no, he didn't want it to happen because then remember he did Guardians 3 after Lord of Thunder.
That's right.
But like, even to include him for just that, like there was no deep meaning to them being there. They didn't play a role in the overarching narrative of the film. So like, they literally didn't need to be there.
Yeah, it didn't even have a clue to what they'd be up to next on Guardians 3.
Exactly.
No, it didn't. I think one of my biggest issues too was the lack of, we have the issue with Christian Bale's face, but the lack of God butchering that Gore did. I was like, oh, so he's not a God butcher. I
don't think we saw him slaughter any gods. I don't think we actually seen any of the slaughters on screen.
They saw it because remember they watched it on those screens on the Guardian ships. I think they were on the Guardian. They saw, but we, the audience, no, we didn't get to see it. Yeah,
and then they went way too practical with this costume. I don't want to relive Love and Thunder. I really don't, because now I was about to talk about the fucking screaming goats.
Love and Thunder doesn't suffer from any of that. The real issue was the silliness and gore. He missed the movie. He missed the movie Up on purpose, like the director for Joker 2. Oh, you think Taika Waititi really? I don't know, but he's not getting a Star Wars movie.
I was
And
about
then
to say, yeah, that movie tanked his chance of getting a Star Wars movie.
I read Filoni saying that his Mando crossover movie isn't gonna happen either.
Wait a minute. I thought Kathy said that the
But
script was turned.
we're not playing these games. We're not playing these games
Hold
where we
on. I
believe what
thought-
Kathleen Kennedy said.
Hold on.
She didn't have not a set date to start filming shit, so all that shit is getting canned.
There's 2 movies that are happening.
Wait a minute.
I do not.
We already talked about it.
Nothing is
Give
coming.
a damn what she said.
Wait a minute.
Nothing matters. Nothing we ever were told matters.
She said it was hilarious.
She said, "Oh yeah, I've seen Donald Glover's Lando series, and it's great. It's in development. It's in the works. Everything is in development, in the works. We don't have time for that."
When I saw hilarious and Star Wars in the same sentence, I was like, what are we doing? No.
Delete all of that shit. James, go ahead, find something else to do. Simon, maybe we can rework your narrative with another character, but if a damn sure ain't gonna be Ray. And
she called Simon's stuff the new trilogy.
That's not okay. All right.
But Simon Kinberg is friends with Filoni. They worked on Rebels together.
Like, hey, bro, we gonna fix this. Simon, come over here, man. We gonna rework yours. Everybody else, get out. Taika, Donald, James.
Oh
Sayonara.
yeah, James Mangold. James Mangold is not getting a movie. Indiana Jones did so poorly. He's not getting it.
Bye-bye.
Man, if they do that Lando series, if that is still something.
No, it's not, Darius. They've been saying the same thing about that series for the last 5 years.
When do you think
going
Dave?
anywhere.
When I'm asking when, maybe I should also ask if. Should Dave ever say, "Hey, I'm presenting you what's coming in 26, 27, and 28 and 29"? Should he ever do a convention, a slate, or should he just one movie at a time gets talked about?
Only at cons. And I would prefer that they do it after they're done with Starfighter and Mando Grogu. So like starting next year. Only do it at cons, man. I don't think we need you on social media announcing things. I don't think that's a necessary part of doing this stuff, man. I feel like certain people have taken that opportunity to advance their own profiles doing that, but I don't feel like that's necessary from a studio head.
I do feel it's necessary 2 years before a movie come out for you guys to recognize it, talk about it. You know, filming begins soon. Like you have to get ahead of it so that you know you're not getting scooped or leaked or anything. Like you want to be the ones to announce it and present the information in the coolest way possible. And at a convention makes sense, or a Star Wars celebration makes sense to me.
Yeah. So like everything that they got in the pipeline right now has already been introduced. There's no reason to have any other major announcements until you decide what's going to be the next theatrical release. Then you go to Hall H and you let them have it. Or you go to CinemaCon and you let them have it. Or you wait till D23 and you let them have it. Or you wait till Star Wars Celebration. But like they don't need to go the James Gunn route of like having Twitter announcement days or shit like that. Like we don't need that.
They do Star Wars celebrations springtime, and they just had one January 2025. Are we getting one in spring of 26? You know,
I don't know.
I feel like we're skipping this year, and we probably should with new leadership.
I mean, they won't have anything new to speak about. Hopefully, I don't think unless this was really, really, really down the road in terms of planning. And they just already had something queued up and ready to go in terms of development. But I find that I find that very unlikely. So it's more likely they skip the one in the spring and look for any opportunity, probably either next fall or next spring, to start unveiling what they plan to do going forward.
They're probably getting Disney's giving them orders. We need this many movies and this many TV shows. I think I'd be happy as a Star Wars fan with every year having a season of a live action TV show, a season of an animated show like Maul, like Bad Batch, like one of those. Every year you got to give me that too. So I got something on my TV side of Disney Plus satisfies as a Star Wars fan, and weekly releases. Thankfully, they've been doing that way, and we don't have to worry about it now. And I'm not counting Visions now. And we have to have one Star Wars movie every second year, so it still feels special. I think is appropriate.
Do you think
Star Wars
Coogler-
movie every other year feels right?
You think Coogler could have directed one? I guess they, seeing as they asked him,
Could have directed one. What? A Star Wars movie?
they asked him. Ryan
Hey,
Coogler has
I get
seemingly
the black
spoken.
lead.
It says Ryan Coogler has seemingly spoken with Lucasfilm about making a Star Wars project. This is from Deadline. Project hints Kathleen Kennedy, but Star Wars isn't really Ryan's thing. The trickiest thing is to find filmmakers to say you can step into the space and still be you.
I mean,
Oh,
she's not wrong. Like I hate that she had to be the one to say it, but like she's not wrong. What is Ryan Coogler's? What is his space in Star Wars? How does he thrive in Star Wars?
I don't know, but I know he's talented. But if did he say himself, Star Wars is not my thing, or is she saying it?
That's from her.
She said it.
But maybe that's based off a conversation that she had with him. Maybe he
I
said,
hope Filoni picks up that phone and gets some like clarification on what that means. That it's not your thing. What did Kathy mean by that? Oh,
There are
okay.
other
No,
talented black directors that are a little bit more seamless into this. Again, we've seen Coogler in a genre film, like in a genre kind of fantasy realm. We've seen it. We've seen it in practice. In the things that he finds important as a filmmaker for that genre in particular, I don't think necessarily mesh. Like I think a lot of the things he would choose to highlight in a Star Wars film are things that they already tried to highlight in the last in the last iterations of Star Wars.
I'm not gonna knock a movie that I haven't seen yet. From like he's smart, he's cool, and he's got the cachet to make a black character pop in Star Wars. So for those reasons, I'm for it. I can also think of counter reasons as like, but damn, we're taking him away from making original stuff. But like, I don't know. I would take him for sure.
I don't know that I'd take Coogler. I don't know that he's
I don't need black trauma in my Star Wars. Is that why?
Like that would be that trade-off that you're talking about. We would get the most black characters in a Star Wars project ever. They just all would die.
The interesting thing is I don't need multiple black characters. I just need the lead. I'm not looking for
but he's probably gonna die too.
Planet.
You're not hearing me. His thing is that the hero dies. Like that's his MO, or at least suffers grievous loss. Right? So like
Oscar Grant. T'Challa.
Stormtroopers we calling the black folks space monkeys.
You skipped over Creed. Where was the reimagined thing for Creed?
On your feet, space monkeys.
Dead illegitimate father. Right? Like we got to find a way to incorporate this shit.
He died in Rocky IV.
First of all, yeah, he died. He died a loving husband and father, not a derelict husband and father. Anyway,
maybe not Coogler. Maybe Fuqua.
I was about to say, how do we work that into a Star Wars narrative?
Yeah.
Might as well ask Tyler Perry to make you a goddamn. Maybe not that far, but I mean.
Great news day today. It happened. The Cook countdown is over. The Wikipedia has been updated. She's out of here.
We finally made it, y'all.
Oh my god. It's unreal. I have to watch some of my YouTube pals celebrate this stuff. I'm gonna watch every Star Wars YouTube channel alive.
That depends if they I'm curious to see how Josh talks about it. I'm curious to see how some of the others talk about it, because remember, tone did shift once reports came out that it wasn't her, it was Iger.
Yeah, see, and again, there's reason for me to be skeptical of that narrative, but I'm aware of it enough to know that Filoni is not out of the woods. He's not out of the woods. And honestly, him being thrust into this position probably puts his legacy in more jeopardy now than it was when he was working under Kathleen Kennedy. Because now, if it fails, there really is nowhere else to send that buck. There's no one else to take the blame for you. I don't think Iger's going to be the one that takes the blame if this thing doesn't work out for Dave Filoni. So I do really think it's put up or shut up at this point.
Yes, Marcus, he deserves blame if things go poorly. Wait for them to go poorly first.
I didn't say it's going to or that I want it to. I'm saying that he's in a position now that he has to carry his own water.
He earned this.
He doesn't have room to have failures and have the lion's share of the blame go elsewhere. That is a unique position for him to be in as a filmmaker.
I like what he did when he wasn't on top. Leads me to believe while he's on top, it'll be same way I am with all the NXT wrestlers. I like what they did. Can't wait for Obafemi to win the Royal Rumble. Right, Darius? Darius, you're watching the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna send you clips.
Obafemi. Is that a?
He knows.
You know who Obafemi is?
No, that sounds.
Oba. 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 Oba.
Boom, boom, boom. No. You know, whoop that trick?
Trick Williams?
Whoop
No,
that trick.
His name is Trick Williams.
No, I thought you were talking about the song.
Yeah.
That's what they be doing, though. They do.
Whoop that trick. And then there's this Javon Evans guy. His thing is he's bouncy.
He's bouncy.
No, I don't know nothing about none of that.
Well, I want these men to succeed in their like major league careers. They were in developmental, and I'm not looking at it the way you look at Filoni, Marcus. I'm looking at it like, bro, yes, now they finally got a chance to. No one can say, oh, well, they were coddled. They got to practice their matches at the performance center, and that's why they did so well. Now they get to break out and show that they're proper pro wrestlers. Same with Filoni. I'm a proper studio head.
Oh no.
I think the more apt comparison would be if Triple H wasn't head of creative at WWE and they pass it off to like Paul Heyman, or they rehire Devon Dudley or something like that and let them write. I think that would be the more apt comparison, is moving who everybody blames for what's negative about the studio or the product out of the way, and then electing a fan favorite and then seeing how it goes.
That is Dave Filoni. That is a fan favorite.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, yeah, there's a faction who doesn't like Dave Filoni, but he's far more popular than any other Star Wars creator at this point.
Indeed. And Dave, we trust. We shall see.
What do they do? I think we need announcements next month. Maybe him and Dave comes and does as the new president of Lucasfilm. And I love this stuff. I have to surround myself with storytellers who are part of
the thing about Dave, though, is he's not that guy. He is not like put me in front of a camera, let me do all this talking. And from my understanding, I think he has a Twitter and Instagram, but I don't think he's been on since like forever. And I like that. I don't want him to be a James Gunn. If he does talk at a con where you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
But go ahead.
How do we manage communications in this new era of Lucasfilm? Do we have a spokesperson like that Andy, that girl, Christina Ariel? Do we still keep them to do like news updates and stuff? Do we have a monthly Star Wars news show? Do we how do we got to manage media relations and fan questions and engage us? You know what I mean? I think they should. They'd be smart to.
I think, I don't know. Maybe.
Do you want it? Do you think I'm wrong for asking that we should have this? Something new, something of, hey,
as long as it's not Filoni, I don't give a shit.
A spokesperson.
A spokesperson is fine as long as it's not Dave. I don't want Dave up front. I think he needs to be back behind the scenes, figuring out how to.
I don't think that's his job. I think there are plenty of people at Lucasfilm who could take on that task. I don't think the guy in charge of leading the project should also be the head spokesperson.
How about an actor like Ahmed Best, for example? Just an actor who, hey guys, It's Star Wars Monday, this, and that.
I could take something
Well,
like
you
that.
know, they used to do things like that, so they could.
They used
Back-
to during Kennedy's era or Lucas's era?
Lucas's era. Like during Revenge of the Sith, he had like a thing weekly that you could check the website to see like what they had been doing behind the scenes or what they had been filmed, like what scenes they, not giving anything away, but what scenes they had been filming, what planet they might have been, like stuff like that. They had stuff like that during the Revenge of the Sith promo. They had a lot of different interactive things for the fans. So if you can get back to that.
Yeah, get to that, but not weekly, because you'll run out of things if you do it weekly. But the 4th of every month, there's January 4th, February, March, April, and then, this is the May the 4th Star Wars YouTube channel show. Whoa, it's May the 4th. You know that they're gonna come with the most. The 4th. They start with January 4th be with you, February 4th be with you, and then one day it's May 4th be with you. I like that idea. I don't care how corny it sounded. Beginning every show with it's the 4th, March 4th to be with you.
Yeah, but then it takes away the special. What makes May the 4th special? May the 4th. That's when they normally do their announcements anyway. I'm sure that's when we're getting some of these trailers, like the Maul trailer, probably our next trailer for Starfighter.
How about George Lucas's Life Day? Every day on his birthday in August, there's a presentation of some sort.
See, I feel like they already have enough opportunities throughout the year, and they're kind of evenly spread out to get stuff out when they need it to. I don't think they need to oversaturate it with extra marketing, because it kind of, I mean, Star Wars still sells itself, even as terrible as it's been. It still sells itself. I think they need to focus on engaging with fans enough to know what they need to do to serve them.
Yeah,
but not so much on trying to lead them wherever you want. Like, they've been trying to lead the audience this entire time. Don't. How about you find out what they want and you provide it? Like a normal company.
Just get away from those clones. I love the clones. Love them, love them, love them. But I'm just sick of doing it.
Is Yuuzhan Vong a welcomed idea in the fandom?
Oh my God, yes. It is a prayed for idea.
What time period does the Yuuzhan Vong have to happen? It's after Return of the Jedi, but how far after?
I don't remember the exact timeline. It's not too far. I mean, it's...
How old is Luke?
His kids are teenagers, so...
Oh, so this is a bit. This is like at least 18 years after.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids are teenagers.
Okay.
Good story. Great story. They should do that. They won't do that, but they should do that. Even with Dave, I still don't know that they do that. Maybe.
Video game, live action, or animation? A video game would be sick.
I say live action just because too many people still even look at Clone Wars as too kiddie, like it because it's animated. They won't give it a chance.
I didn't watch it for a long time because I felt like it was a children's show until I actually sat down and watched it and said, this is not anything that any child would be sitting down watching, not at that age.
Yeah, especially when Cartoon Network had it, man. That season 5 when Maul came back and he was trying to get the attention of the Jedi Council and went to that random village and sent them that hologram of him cutting off their heads. You don't see the heads, but you hear the heads falling, and it's like, and then you see the bodies fall. Those Cartoon Network Clone War days were something special.
He was getting to it.
Yeah.
What if George does? No, he's too busy with his art museum. But what if
George,
with his art museum? Well, he is. It is time consuming, but like, what if he was just in charge of something? George, whatever you want. I'm Dave. You're George. Go. You're 80. You're still with us. We love you. Do something.
If George wanted to, I'm sure that would be the right time for him to come in and do it. I mean, not to say that I don't know that he and Kathy had a bad relationship. I don't think that they did. So if he wanted to do something under Kathy, I'm sure he could have. But if
You're out of your mind.
You don't think he could have done anything under Kathy?
She wouldn't want it.
I disagree. I don't think her and Lucas's relationship was tarnished.
She was out with the olds.
She basically kind of disavowed his entire work. I don't think there was an opportunity for Lucas, even if it was a hey, you could come back and do something. What is he going to work with? They killed Leia, they killed Han. Luke is a Force ghost now, and then they kind of stepped all over his character too, making it so that any in between stories, in between the fall of the Empire and where we picked up with the newest sequel, is tarnished because they tried to establish what happened there. I don't think they, even if it wasn't a full blown, I'll never speak to you again type of situation with them personally, she sure as hell didn't leave a whole lot of avenue for him to do anything.
Well, Luke is still alive. He could have done something with that. Could have been like, oh,
Luke
I'm
is
going
still
to give a 360 here. Yeah. If they do anything Luke related, they've already won a lot of the fandom. If it's done right, they've won a lot of the fandom back.
Facts.
Certainly.
I say animated, but I know a lot of people don't want that. I think it'd be brilliant. Or get the dude that did his the deep fake stuff of him in the Boba Fett show. Do a whole
Shamook.
I think that was him. Do a whole movie with the face like that. That looked great. Looks like Luke. Way better than what he walked in. We were excited at the time, but way better than when he walked in season 2.
Facts.
I was awake at 3:30 a.m. watching Luke Skywalker return in 2020. It was great.
Still the most viral moment to ever happen on Disney Plus to this day. To this day.
That was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Well, we have a new hope. The Force has awoken. The last Sith is gone. And we don't want to see any attacks of the clones or any I'm trying to be cute, but it's too complicated. Kathy is the Phantom Menace. Okay. Disney Empire hopefully doesn't strike back. Because we have a return of a Jedi. George Lucas's Padawan. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming to Pantheon. I'm Chillmonger. Subscribe to me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clip that video that me and Darius were watching from Lucasfilm of the diversity. I'll clip that up and talk a little bit more about it because it was kind of hilarious. Marcus, tune in for that video, okay?
For sure.
Lucasfilm and diversity. I don't remember, but okay.
Remember at the retreat, everyone was white?
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I remember.
I have more to say about that.
They'll still be.
It's been real.
It's been real.
See you next Thursday,
man. Appreciate you guys. Are we doing afternoon woke up tomorrow? I am available.
Yeah, we should be. Depending on what the news looks like, we should be. If not, then Monday strong. But yeah.
Hey, Mondays. Do you want to say what you were talking to me about Mondays, like plans for the new thing?
Behind the scenes, I'll tell Marcus. I don't want to tell audience yet until we know for sure that we can do it.
Okay. Guys, basically, there's going to be more content, basically, but we got to talk about it. Yeah. Toodles!
Cue to Josh!
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
I know.